Hey, what?
What was that? We're live. Woo, yeah, woo, woo. All right, cool. It is January 10th of 2018. I was going to ask this last time. I forgot. Has anybody had to sign like a check or something like that with 2018, but you screwed it up?
No, I haven't. I don't really write many checks. I think my checkbook is still got the original 25 checks or 30 checks in it. I write maybe 2 checks a year. Most of my stuff is online, so I haven't had to do a check in probably 6 months.
Yeah, there's still one business that I deal with on a regular basis that needs a check. So I write a check to that like monthly. But other than that, yeah, it's weird. You know, checks are just kind of like a thing of the past, right? I mean, I remember like writing checks all the time in the past, you know?
Yeah.
Just because it was, well, no, it was one of those things where it's like even if they couldn't take. I remember like having a debit card, but they couldn't, like, places couldn't take a card. Like it would just, no, I don't take cards. You know, that was just like it was a very real thing that people didn't, you know, take plastic. Now, how about the whole thing where, like, supposedly by the first of the year you had to have chip readers, but like apparently that went by the way of the dodo because like people still don't have them. So I don't know. Or they have the chip reader but the chip reader doesn't work on it or whatever. I don't know. Am I talking about nothing? You guys know what I'm talking about here? Never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's called Wawa around here. They have like the slot, but they're all like blocked off on every one of them. None of them have it where it works.
You know,
on the pad, you know.
All right. Anyway.
I don't know.
All of my chips have all of the local stores I have chip readers, so I haven't seen anyone that hasn't in a long time.
Well, fair enough. I don't know. So, no, I had to fill out a medical form, and just recently, and you know, the whole like, okay, yes, I who I am, and then like, of course, then I had to actually fill out the the date, and then 2018. And so I was like, oh yeah, cool, 2018. But yeah, so there's that then. I don't know, anything new, anything exciting or not exciting but new, or I don't know.
I played Dinosaur Island and loved it.
That is a really good game. They really knocked it out of the park, both presentation wise and obviously the designers knocked it out of the park as well. So I liked the fact that they went with like a normal color set for it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, at first we looked at it and it's like, whoa, this is really colorful. I'm wondering if this is. I actually was a little worried, but once we got through the first 2 rounds of the game, I was like starting to figure it out, and I was like, wow, this game is really good. It's super thematic for what it does. I was extremely impressed.
For a Euro genre type game, yes, I would agree.
It could very well. I know I've only played it once, and I don't want to be that cult of the new, but it could, just off that first game, it could very well be my favorite Euro game.
Ooh, look at you. But favorite Euro game, isn't that kind of like saying, best dirt sandwich?
No, I mean, there's some really good Euro games. I enjoy some Euro games. I'm not a Euro hater. I'm definitely more of an Ameritrash player.
No.
But I really liked, as soon as we got done playing, I was like, oh, God, let's play again. It was too late, so we didn't get to. And we're not going to get to play again. The group that we played with, a couple of them are going to PAX, so I won't be able to play with them again until next week. So I started watching videos about it and stuff.
I thought you were going to say, I won't be able to play again because we burned the game after we were done. You know, just like, in my mind, I always just I fill out, I end sentences for other people in better ways, in my opinion. So.
But I really enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed the game. Thought it was a blast, and can't wait to play it again. And I haven't said that about a Euro game in a long time. I mean, the original Lords of Waterdeep, I had that feeling for like the first game or two, and then it quickly wore off.
Snores of water sleep.
Yeah, it was the expansion that really made me enjoy it. The first time I played Waterdeep was right when the expansion came out. The expansion definitely added a lot to it, but
the expansion makes that game, in my opinion, makes it standable, I guess is the way I put it. Vanilla without the expansion, that game is a pile. I don't know, but whatever.
For us, but it wasn't meant for us. It was meant for somebody getting into the hobby.
Oh yeah, fine. So I don't know. I'm trying to think. I actually had a topic that I wanted to discuss, and now I totally blanked it. I'll have to think for a moment or two and try to remember it.
Okay.
I don't know. Barry, I see you have your jug of iced tea. How's that?
Got my jug of iced tea. Highly medicated.
You're highly medicated. You got your jug of iced tea and
pulled the disc. What? Fun. Pulled the disc. A lot of fun.
Oh, I mean, my wife and I, we went to that Vikings game, and then we went to IKEA afterwards, and I pulled something on here I am complain. You pulled a disc in your back, and I'm like, I twinged a muscle in my back, and and so now I've been like since the new year, I've been like I walk for an hour every morning, and it's just I get on the treadmill and I just walk, and I try to I try to make it a brisk walk, I just I put something on the TV that I put something that lasts an hour on the TV that won't drive me crazy. And then I just walk, just get a little, because it actually it kind of gets me ready for the day. And I'm also able to take phone calls and so if, I have to talk business or something, I can do that on the phone. But it's just one of those things I said, I'm just going to do that. I'm just going to get some form of exercise every single day instead of just, being a lump. And man, it's I haven't ever since I pulled that thing in my back, I haven't been able to. It's after about a half hour, it's my back just starts I can feel it, kind of clench up, and it just hurts to walk. So sucks.
There's nothing worse than pulling a back muscle. Right before Christmas, the week before Christmas, I was moving around decorations and cleaning up the garage, and I pulled a back muscle, and it hurt right up till Christmas Eve, and it just started getting better just in time for the holidays. But there's no worse feeling than not being able to move around or pick stuff up. I mean, it's out of all the pain I've had in my lifetime, back pain is by far the worst pain I've had to deal with.
I still remember the very first day my back ever went out on me. It scared the hell out of me. I was I think I was 19, 20, 21, right around there. And this is back when, I was probably 100 pounds lighter and I was playing basketball on a regular basis. And my dad asked me if I'd come over to his house, and he had to hang some sheetrock on the ceiling. And he said, I just need somebody to come over here that's tall, because it was a kind of a shorter ceiling in his house. It was an 8-foot ceiling. He said, I just need somebody to come over here with me that's tall and hold it up while I, screw him in. And I was like, yeah, that's fine, whatever. So I'm hanging these things of sheetrock in the ceiling, and I'm just, hanging out, talking to my dad, doing this. And I just, a couple hours we get done. And I was I was totally jonesing to go play basketball. And I was getting ready, and I was getting my shoes on. And my mother, there was I had this ex-girlfriend. And I for whatever reason, when she had moved away or gone to college, I had these 2 or 3 boxes of her stuff in the garage at my parents' house. No, my parents were divorced, so at my mom's house. She said, take those, GD boxes to the shed and put them back there. And I was like, fine, whatever. So I pick up these 2 or 3 boxes or whatever of stuff, and I walk them, and they weighed nothing. I mean, they probably weighed, all 3 boxes together probably weighed maybe 10 pounds, not even. And I'm walking back through my parents' backyard to put them in the shed. And all of a sudden I just feel my back just spasm. And it was like somebody cut my puppet strings. I literally fell on the ground. I was like, oh my God, what is wrong with, And I was like, and then I was like, I was like, just like a lightning bolt had like struck me down, and I was like, what's going on? And so then I kind of stood up, and I was like, okay, and I picked up the boxes again, and as soon as I picked them up again, it was like same thing, just cut the strings. I like crawled into my parents' house, and she's like, my mother was like, what the hell is wrong with you? And I was just like, screaming in pain, and my mom's next to our neighbor, she was a registered nurse, and she like was home, and she's like, what happened to him? And he's like, well, he probably pulled something in his back. That's what's going on. And so all my friends are like, come on, we need they're playing like 4-on-4 basketball, and like I was the 8th man. They're like, get over here. And I was like, I can't even walk. I was just like, man. I ended up laying on a couch with a heating pad on my back for like 3 days, and before I finally felt close to normal. It was just it was hideous. It was absolutely hideous. So whenever that happens, I remember that moment of like.
Yeah, that's basically what happened. I'm trying to get this room straightened out so I can start filming again. And that's basically what happened. I was moving boxes. But I actually felt it. I felt it slide out and slide back in. And just fell to my knees. Yeah. When this originally happened, though, it was weird. Like, I guess about 9 years ago now. I was installing a door operator on the L. And I finished the job. Went home. It woke me up out of a dead sleep, and I had to go to the hospital. Because I couldn't move. My legs are nothing. Yeah, but it was like 6-7 hours later before it kicked in. When I originally herniated, the first disc. But
yeah,
back's a fucked up thing.
Yeah. Yeah, the only it was like, and the thing is that like anything, it was like any ibuprofen or painkiller I took didn't even cut into it. It was just like it was just like throwing a cup of water in an ocean kind of thing. I didn't even notice it. If it did anything, I couldn't tell. But yeah, I remember, the advice is when you lift something heavy, you do it in a quick, sharp, jerking, twisting motion, right?
Yes.
And lift all with your back.
Don't bend your knees at all.
But hey, Aldi.
Can't hear you, Scott.
It's the smartest thing I've heard from him all night.
And the webpage sucks.
I can hear you. I know you can. I can hear you. Happy New Year.
Again. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Scooter. How's it going, bud?
Good. Sort of.
I had something that I wanted to talk about, and I can't freaking remember it now. Dang it.
Could talk about the Fantasy Flight counterfeiting problem. You guys see that?
No, I did not. But I saw something on Facebook, but I didn't have time to look into it. What's it about?
They're estimating that 70% of their product is being counterfeited.
70%? That seems
I was
really
like, what?
high.
That seems very high.
Who's going to counterfeit a copy of Rebellion? I wouldn't think it's profitable to make a counterfeit copy of games like that, or TI4, or any of that. I mean, there's card games I can get. Card games are easy to counterfeit, but how in the hell are they counterfeiting their big box games?
It's mostly Asmodee, Ticket to Ride. What's the other? Like Carcassonne.
I just don't know how, even with 3D printing and all that stuff, I just don't see how it's profitable. The amount of time it would take to counterfeit a board game, unless you're on a huge mass scale.
It's happening directly. They think it's happening directly in the factories in China, right?
They're printing 10,000 for Fantasy Flight, and then they're
scanning. I don't think it's the actual factories that are themselves, but there's definitely. So the article is on ICV2.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Asmodee Execs on Counterfeiting. Pretty good, interesting article.
Well, okay, so I mean, I think I've mentioned
they're selling on Amazon, right, or other online retailers.
Well, yeah.
Could potentially.
Oh, okay.
Well,
I thought you meant it was just like in China or something. I didn't realize it was.
Well,
like
I mean, the Chinese market is probably flooded with all that stuff. You could probably buy stuff for minimal, like a fraction of the price. I'm sure.
So my youngest brother, I have three brothers, one older, two younger. My youngest brother did his Peace Corps in China, and he has gone back there since to like teach and stuff. And he loves China. He loves traveling in China. He loves the people, you know, and the whole nine yards. But he's told me like a few things about it. One, well, I mean, I won't tell you the other stories, but two, like basically, he said the whole thing, everything is corrupt. He said like and it's almost like a weird mafia. So it's like the mayor of a town is completely corrupt, and he reports to like you know, whatever the county, what we would consider like a county commission, and they're all corrupt, and they report, you know, to, you know, what
when you
we
say
would,
corrupt, what do you mean by that? Like they take money.
They all have
you
fingers
have to pay for everything. Yeah.
They all have fingers in the pie. Like, so everything that every dollar that's made, you know, you if you want to make sure that your business is, you know, stays afloat and stays in business, you better make sure that you're giving the mayor his kickback. And then the mayor gives a kickback to, like, you know, to, or else he's not going to be, he or she, you know, well, it's China, so unfortunately it's most likely going to be he won't be mayor again. And then you know, so like, and then so it just goes up, and it's just like, and everybody's getting a percentage of everything, right? And it's just like, and it's just, everybody just accepts it because you can't fight it. And he said that like the people that work, like they'll work 16, 17, 18-hour days at a factory. Like they'll go and like, okay, he said the big thing is like, and it's going to be, you know, board games, because it's everything. If you can make money, they're going to do it. Like, right. But he said the big thing is like clothing, because everybody makes their clothing in China because it's super ass cheap to get your clothing made in China. So football jerseys, where like if you want, you know, you want your brand new Ezekiel Elliott, you know, football jersey, and like I think like the NFL charges like $180.
Why would I want that?
You know, whatever. You know, like okay, fine, whatever. You know, it's like I want my Adam Thielen Minnesota Vikings jersey so I can wear it while they lose this coming Sunday. I can, you know, like I can pay whatever it is, $180 for this authentic NFL jersey. It's what they wear on the field. That's the whole story, right? So the people, like, they just basically sit there and like, and my brother Eric said basically they sit there and they have these jerseys, and then they stitch on the names on the backs, you know, for the numbers and whatever, and they just sit there and they work, and that's all they do. They just sit there and they make it. And it could be shoes, or it could be pants, or it could be whatever. But they're just sitting there making these things. And they'll get done with their, you know, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12-hour shift, or whatever it is they put in at this factory. And when they get done, because they make absolutely nothing and they need to make more money, they will go and work at the bootleg factory that's like right across the street, to the point where they literally will get up and they'll grab boxes of the raw materials and carry them over to the other factory, and then sit down and continue doing the exact same thing that they were just doing for the last 10, 11, 12 hours. But now they're doing it for the bootleg company that's going to sell it. And so that's why, like,
that's why this is happening. I mean, it's
and you're not going to get anybody to stop it, because, as I said, it's like, you know, the managers of the factories are in on it. You know, the manager of the factory that's making the authentic ones owns the bootleg factory, right? I mean, when he hires you, he says you're going to work 10 hours here, and then you're going to go over here, and you're going to work another 8 hours or whatever. You know, and I'm going to pay you this. You know, and so they own both, and then they kick their money up to the mayor, who kicks their money up and up, and it's just, and you know, nobody's going to do anything to stop it, because there's just, everybody's in on it, you know. And
it seems that way. But Fantasy Flight, or the, you know, Christian Peterson and Steve Horvath were saying that they think everything's getting scanned. Right? It's high resolution scans of all the stuff, and then they're just making their own versions.
Well, maybe.
Yeah. Or maybe Lance is right. Maybe it's the factory.
It very well could be, but I think Asmodee, I mean, who knows what their controls are on their factories and stuff.
True. But then
Or
you
they
never know,
might-
too. I mean, it could be high-res scans, or it could be, it may not be the actual
Someone stole the
factory
files.
themselves, but it's one guy selling the files off to one of these
It could be that too.
companies. For
They were saying some of
$10,000.
the quality is too low for it to be originals, you know, like because you could kind of tell.
Well, wouldn't a good counterfeiter probably ditch or dip the resolution a little bit so that it makes it harder to trace where he's getting the files from?
Could be.
I mean,
Yeah.
if I was gonna make a counterfeit, well, for personal use, I'd make it as good as possible. If I was making a game, say that was out of print, and I was trying to make my own copy. But if I were to try to counterfeit something, I would not want people to know where I got the files. If it was too clean, it would be too obvious to me. I guess I don't know. I've never done this kind of stuff before. I don't know.
I watch a documentary on counterfeiting, and it's like everything's being counterfeited now. Everything.
Yeah.
Anything luxury, anything, and even non-luxury stuff like drugs.
Are you the real Scott Alden? You are a luxury item.
I'm a copy of a copy.
Copy of a copy.
I'm a copy of a copy.
I'm having my copy of taco flavored Doritos.
Oh my god! I can't believe you ordered that.
I told Lance I ordered 10 bags. I'm going to eat one bag a night on the Boom every Wednesday.
Okay,
And
so
then
it'll
when I
last you
get
10
down-
weeks.
When I get down to the 8th or 9th bag, I'm going to order 10 more.
I'm gonna have to order a bag of these to see what they taste like, or look for them. In
They're
the
on
store.
Amazon. They're like $2.99 a bag or something like that. They're super cheap.
That's a
man.
pretty big bag, actually.
It is. It's
$2.99.
when I saw the 10.
I thought they were the little ones that you were
I
talking
did
about. like the
too.
little-
No, they're not the family size. They're just the regular size Doritos for like $3,
Oh,
and they
I
ship
thought they
Prime
were
right
like
to
a
your house
snack
for free.
pack. Yeah.
I did too. When I saw the ounces, it didn't hit me, and so I looked at a normal bag of Doritos. And I'm like, oh, this bag's 13 ounces. This is just slightly smaller than a normal bag of Doritos, and they are delicious. And like Lance says, crumble them up over a taco salad, even better.
Mhm.
They're like little taco flavored croutons.
Taco salad.
If you have like some taco beef or taco chicken, like just taco seasoned beef or chicken, and then like throw them on the top, like take a bunch of them out, put them on a plate, throw that on top of it, then put some like spicy cheddar cheese on there, and a little bit of taco sauce. Throw them in the microwave. That's good eating.
It's good eating. Good eating from the Dorito, the family.
Yeah.
The price went up a little.
Or I've done this because unlike I don't have to send away from them. I have a grocery store that's like literally 2 minutes away from me
Sells
where
them.
where it sells them on the shelf for like $2.50 for that bag that he's got there. If you take those and this is something when I had less money than I have now, but I mean when I had like no money and like I was like gonna okay, I'm gonna watch football today. Like, the glory days when it was just like, what am I going to do this Sunday? I've got nothing going on.
I've got nothing possible. The sky's the limit. I could do anything.
I literally have nothing because I have no kids. I have no wife. I've got a 1-bedroom apartment. I got my computer in front of me. I got World of Warcraft going on. I got my like widescreen
Oh my
TV,
God.
like
Did you ever
27
have a
inch.
whole weekend of World of Warcraft where you start on Friday night and don't stop until Sunday morning?
Yeah. So it's like, well, no, okay, I'll hold that. Put a
Well,
pin
you
in
finish
that.
your
I'll tell you
story.
my
Finish your story.
But so like this was so ghetto. So I go and I get a one of those like knockoff, like Cheese Whiz comes in that little like jar. You know what I'm talking about? Like the not cheese.
The spray cheese where you spray it or
No. It like comes
it's
in
just a jar of cheese. I don't think I've ever had it.
Or
like
you could buy a brick of Velveeta. Right?
Okay, that's
And
so
like,
cream.
Yeah, so so it's not really cheese. It's cheese flavored.
It's a cheese flavored. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I would take that. I would buy a pound of hamburger. So I brown up the hamburger, and I take all the cheese or like the Velveeta or the Cheese Whiz or whatever, and I put it in a pot, and I brown up the hamburger, and I put the hamburger in there, and I start mixing it up, and then I grab I buy like
Wait, start over. So it's cheese.
It's just the brick of Velveeta or whatever.
A brick of Velveeta, a pound of ground beef.
pound of
Cooked
ground
already?
beef. Yeah,
Cooked.
you cook it up,
Brown
so
it.
it's brown it.
Before you put it in. Okay.
Yeah, and drain the grease, because I'm not totally disgusting.
I don't mean,
and
yeah, of course.
then buy just and then I put a like just a jar of like paste picante sauce, just whatever picante sauce I want. Put all of that in and 1 packet of taco seasoning, just like that cheap 79-cent packet of taco seasoning.
Yeah,
Mix
taco
the whole
seasoning.
thing up. Put it in a pot. Put it in on the oven for
Crock-pot?
like on a medium heat.
Okay.
Stir it up. About 10 minutes later, I'd have a pot full of like basically like nacho,
cheesy, meaty nacho,
nacho goop, and then I would sit there and I would
plain tortilla chips or what?
No, the Doritos chips, those taco Dorito chips
with
that he's
Doritos.
eating right now.
Wow,
I would sit there and I'd grab like a 2-liter of Coke, and I would just like
Coke, a cola,
yes.
Okay.
And then called the colon buster.
So
yeah,
it's probably...
I would sit there and I'd be like, grinding away in Winter Forge, somewhere doing something, and watching college football on a Saturday, and just sitting there, just.
That's the life, isn't it?
I make a homemade dip for my gaming sessions that's very similar to yours, Lance. It's actually funny how close yours and mine is. The only difference is I brown the taco meat and then drain the grease, and then I get a glass Pyrex bowl, a big bowl, and I put 2 bricks of cream cheese in the bottom. I put the taco meat next, then I cube up the Velveeta on top, and then I put
as the Velveeta wasn't creamy enough.
Then I put the salsa on top of the Velveeta cubes, and then I do sprinkled cheese on the top. Throw it in the oven for 30 minutes, and you've got this nice like 4-layer dip that I dip my Doritos in. It's fantastic.
Oh my god,
fantastic! Yeah.
Oh, you guys are killing me.
Yeah, that was and so here's the deal. I'm
a simpleton. You want to hear mine?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Brick of Velveeta. Brick of Velveeta, and a can of hot Rotel. Do you know what Rotel is?
Oh yes, I totally know what Rotel is.
Yeah, it's awesome. The flavor you get out of that with the spicy one. Oh, my mouth is watering. You guys are killing me.
Yeah, no, I would.
You just throw it in a crock pot on low and just let it like keep melted.
I use Rotel in a lot of my crock pot stuff. Like Rotel is fantastic with the green.
I'm going to give you another Aldi recipe, which I learned from a friend who got it from the Better Homes and Gardens cookbook, which I don't know where he got that. Taco soup. Pound of ground beef, browned with onion. Chop an onion, put it in there. Can of beans, can of corn, can of Rotel, can of chopped tomatoes, can of water. Taco seasoning, ranch dressing packet. You know what I'm talking about?
It had to be yeah.
The ranch
seasoning. Yeah.
Hidden Valley, right? Hidden Valley ranch seasoning. Done. A little bit of cilantro, a little bit of shredded cheese. Taco soup. Thank me later. The ranch, like everything, like there is like you could come up with that, right? But the ranch is the secret ingredient.
So now since we're talking about like our ghetto foods and everything like that, so recently like I like making guacamole, and I like putting it together or whatever. So avocados are a little out of season right now. Interesting fact about avocados, before I go too far down this rabbit hole, they like nothing eats avocados like animals. They don't eat them except for like a species of animal that no longer exists, like the giant ground, like it's the giant ground sloth or something like that. And when they went extinct, these giant sloths, nothing would like because nobody would. They basically the trees were going to go extinct because they relied on the sloth to swallow the large pit, and then they would. Okay, so interesting fact. The reason why, like, when you eat corn, y'all know when it comes out, it's like, hey, corn. So,
when did I eat corn? Hey, when did I eat corn?
The reason why, like, corn, it has a tough outer shell that your stomach acid can't beat through. And so what corn, like, when it gets eaten by herbivorous animals like cows and things like that, before they were domesticated, obviously, and deer and things like that, they don't chew up all of the kernels, and so what it continues to move around and grow, because when basically when it gets left behind, here's this corn seed and this wonderful piece of fertilizer, and it just lands on the ground, and like it just like because of the fact that it's just part of the poo. So same deal with the avocado pit. The sloths would like defecate, and then the avocado tree would grow again because of the fact that it was continuing to move around. So farmers actually like kept it going. Like they enjoyed the fruit and everything like that, and it should have gone extinct, but it did not, because dedicated farmers kept groves of these avocado trees, whatever. But anyway, I recently made some guac, and I always like kind of mess with the thing. I made a guacamole with Ratel. Because I couldn't find diced tomatoes anywhere. Like I usually had a can, I couldn't find it. I was like, I found this can of Ratel, and I was like, oh, this should work, right? I made it with that. And I can't remember I made it with that, half a white onion, serrano peppers, and some Lowry seasoning salt, and it came out spectacular. And my wife was like, "This is the best guacamole you've ever made." Like
guacamole. Okay.
Yeah, and so then so yeah, now I got it. So I had to write down to the best of my knowledge, like all the different pieces that I put together, so I can make that again. It sucks that avocados are out of season, so I'm like paying premium price for my.
I think we need to make a cookbook.
I'd say so.
Man, we got some good stuff.
Yeah, all the
junk food.
Yeah.
Junk food
cookbook. So back in the day when I had a couple of my friends got into Warcraft, and then they were talking, and a buddy of mine was playing it, and he's like, "You got to come over and check this game out, man. This is really, really cool." And this is like right when Warcraft came out. And I went over and I was just watching him play. And I remember just watching him play, and like he had some hunter or whatever on the horde side, and he's running around, and I was like, man, this really looks cool. I was watching what he was doing, and it was like, because I had played some MMOs online, and obviously it's World of Warcraft was the first game to realize that like if you actually like gave the people something to do instead of just like go here and kill these things over and over again, and hopefully you get the thing that you need. I remember watching people play EverQuest, and I was like, I remember watching this guy play EverQuest once, and I was like,
yeah, I played EverQuest.
And this guy was just sitting. He was just sitting in this cavern, and every like 6 or 7 minutes, this monster would pop up, and so he'd stand up,
camping the Black Widow or whatever to get the Black Widow shield.
He would stand up.
That's stupid shit.
He would stand up, and I don't know what it was. He'd stand up, and it was like some weird beholder thing, and he would walk over and he'd kill it, and then he'd come back and he'd sit down again. And I was just like, and I was watching him do this, and I was like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm waiting for this monster to pop up." And I was like, "Well, yeah, but I've seen you kill that monster like 3 or 4 times." He's like, "Well, that's not the monster.
You want the rare drop or the rare version of it or whatever."
Yeah, and I was just 80 spawns that comes out.
And I was just like,
"Oh
and
my
then
God, you're bringing back such bad memories."
He went on to explain to me. He's like, "So basically, there's like a 3% chance that this monster will pop up every between 8 to 16 minutes." Mm-hmm. And then if he does pop up, then there's like a 1% chance it'll drop the thing that I need.
Drop. Yeah.
And I was just like, oh my Lord. It's like
I've been there.
That's and he sat there in this computer lab that I was playing like Counter-Strike or something. And he sat there for 9 hours, and he finally shut down, and I was like, "Did you get it?" "Nope." He said just like, and that's what he did for 9 hours.
I did that for one night. My friend and I were like, okay, we're going to get you the blah, blah, blah shield that this spider dropped in the specific dungeon. So you go to that room, you just sit there and wait for the stupid thing to appear. And there's other people in the room too, right? And there's like a queue. There's a line. Like, we're here first, so we're going to get it. We're going to kill it till it gets the thing. And then, of course, then you have like camper stealing.
Yeah, people would run up and take one swing and try to get loot rights. Mm-hmm.
They try to get the loot. Yeah, it sucked. Yeah. Man, those are bad days.
Well, no, so I
mean, it was fun, right? It was like bonding, right? You just talk all night.
Yeah.
Talk on the phone. Because there was no VoIP back then. There was no Skype.
Well, no. Yeah, but see, but World of War or Ventrilo. Remember, there was the one guy who had the Ventrilo?
I have a Ventrilo server still.
Yeah.
Not during EverQuest time, but maybe.
Well, now World of Warcraft
Quest 2.
Yeah, it's
World of
integrated.
Warcraft's
Right?
come so far now. They have their own VoIP or whatever
Ventrilo stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I remember so like Warcraft was like the first one that like said we're gonna make gear so transitory that like it's not gonna be worth sitting there killing the same thing over and over again because you're gonna move on and you're gonna replace that gear so quickly. And they put all of the really good end level gear like in big giant dungeons where you needed 40-man raids to go get it. So like, yeah, you could really wish that one day you could get there and do that, but like you just if you there was no reason to like sit there and camp a spot. And then they were like, oh, well, here's a quest, and this quest will take you to this spot, and then you'll go to that spot and you'll kill stuff and you'll do that thing, and then when you get high enough level, the game will like organically say, now you need to go to this spot where it's going to be like other quests and things like that. And so it was really fun. And so like I started playing it and I was like, well, this is kind of fun. It's kind of neat. It's kind of cool. And you know, I'm just like leveling up my guy, and I wasn't really in any guilds or anything. And then a buddy of mine got into this guild. This like it was just like this guild called Foederati, or it's like it stands for like a Roman legion or something like, or Foederati or something like that. And he said, and he was like, this guild is really cool. And I was like, I don't know, I just want to play casually. And he's like, no, I mean, like this is pretty cool. They really got their stuff together. And they're actually, you know, pretty good. I was just like, all right. And then so when the person, like, he's like, well, he set up an interview for me with like the guild master, and I was already like, oh god, this is stupid, you know. So it's like having this conversation via tells, you know, it's like, are you a serious player? And I was like, well, I am a
very serious player.
Yeah, just like I said, well, I mean, you know, it's like, you know, how much time can you commit to the game? And I was like, wow, this is how much I'm already playing. So, you know, I was like, you know, and he's like, okay, you know, and he's just like, well, we're gonna bring you in because we need a rogue, because they had a rogue quit or something like that. So he's like, we're gonna bring you in, and it'll be a trial period for 2 weeks. And
should I turn this
if
off
you
over there?
get through, oh
No.
Hey, Lance.
Should I pick my nose?
hey Lincoln.
Yes.
Yes, pick your nose. Pick your nose. No. So no, and so then I got into the thing, right? And so I just started playing, and then like you start to get to know those people, and like I can remember like sitting there and like running through. This was vanilla World of Warcraft.
You should get that halo behind your head, Scott.
There was nothing. Yeah, there you go. There was nothing going on in World of Warcraft, right? And it was just, like as far as like all that extra crazy stuff. But
Yeah, totally.
I remember I got
It's a little off kilter. Does that mean he's not that holy?
Well, you got to be quiet.
Oh, I'm
Let's
sorry.
tell
no,
me a
she's
story.
fine. She's fine. She's fine. No. So I remember like seeing like there was like one other Horde guild that was like they were the Horde guild. Like everybody like, and I remember seeing this rogue like standing outside the auction house. And I remember I clicked on him to see what he had, and like he had like nearly everything was purple, and like he had all this like set armor, and I was just like, oh man. And then I clicked on him. He saw that I was clicking, then he flexed for me, you know. And I was like, oh, yeah. I was just kind of like, you know, what a douche. I was just like, you know. But then I joined this guild, right? And then our guild like took it more seriously than that one, and so like whereas they had defeated like the first dungeon and were working on the second one where Nefarian was, and like, you know, they couldn't kill Onyxia yet, and so like we got through Molten Core, and we were going through Molten Core, and I remember we got through Molten Core, and we were farming Zul'Gurub like constantly, and we were doing really good as far as, and these are instance names if you have no idea what I'm talking about. And
dungeon names, right?
Yeah, dungeon names, the instances. And I remember, so we were like, we have to be like the first Horde guild that kills Onyxia. That was like our big thing. And so then I remember we sat there and we tried that and tried that and tried that and tried that. We got everybody the black flame cloak, so you wouldn't be killed outright by her. And I remember when we killed it first. We were the first Horde guild, and we were like the second Horde guild ever in the game to kill Onyxia. And I remember everybody, like, we raced, and you put the thing down, you put the head down, and like you get the big giant cool. I think you got a really good ring for it or something like that. But I remember that was like a huge moment for me. And I'm like 31 years old. I'm like, yeah,
it can't get any better than this.
It can't get any better than this. And then I remember like the first time we ever took down Nefarian, and like we were the first Horde guild in the game. Like there were tons of alliance guilds because they made that game, and they still do. They make that game so pro alliance as far as like the way they've set up the game, and as far as like the gear and just everything. But we were the first Horde guild in WoW to defeat Nefarian. And I remember like when we put Nefarian's head down, like literally everybody on the Agrimar server, like almost every single Horde person, like we were shouting, if you want the Nefarian bonus, which was like, plus 300% attack power or something like that, it lasted for an hour, come. And so like there was like Orgrimmar, like you could barely move because there was lagging so bad. There were so many people, and we put it down, and then like it was something like we actually crashed the server because we all said there was basically, let's go attack Ironforge. And so there was just this train of like hundreds of players just running rampant straight into the Dwarven town. And this was a PvE server. This wasn't a PvP server. So stuff like this just didn't happen. And I remember being in like the throne room trying to fight people. And like the game and then we actually crashed the entire server just by doing that. I remember and I was like, that's awesome.
That was the biggest mistake I ever made with that game, is joining a PvP server.
Oh yeah?
Because once you get past like a certain level in that game, you're in shared territory doing stuff. I would just get killed constantly. And I'm like, well, what did I do? Because I just spent hundreds of hours getting to that point. I mean, this is original WoW, right? Like where they don't give you level 80 from the get-go or whatever it is now.
Yeah. Level 100, I think now. If you pay money.
Actually bringing back original WoW.
Yeah, I would play. I would play vanilla WoW.
Would you play that?
That back. I would play vanilla WoW because it was a climb, but you got there and you earned it. But I remember, like, there was that same rogue I remember seeing flex. He had every single type, like Bloodfang. Bloodfang was the set 2 armor, but this is before Wrath of the Lich King came out, and there was set 3 armor. But he had every piece of set 2 armor except for the chest piece, which you got for Nefarian. But that guild just couldn't kill Nefarian. And I remember, I still remember the day that I was in line to be able to claim it. And this is, I apologize for the long story here, but basically, as you're going through you get dragon kill points is how they determine who gets what. And so for every boss monster you kill, you earn dragon kill points for that boss monster. And then eventually you cash in your dragon kill points for items that you want that drop from the big boss monsters. And so a lot of people will go seriously negative, but it doesn't really matter if you go negative, because if nobody else wants to claim something, you get it anyway. So it was one of those things where I was saving up all of my points to get this sword, this chromatically tempered sword, which was like the second or third to the last boss in Bloodfang Keep or whatever dropped it, or Blackwing Lair, whatever it was called. And I remember the only other rogue that had more points than me was our Guildmaster rogue, but he was a dagger rogue, and I was like, he doesn't want a sword, so it's no big deal. And I remember he finally dropped that sword, and I was like, yes, I'm finally going to get the sword that I want. And I remember he claimed it. And I was like, you son of a bitch, you don't even take swords. You fight with daggers. Why would you do that? But then 2 bosses later, Nefarian finally drops the rogue chest piece. And I remember the guildmaster of the thing's like, will you pass on it so I can have it? I was like, fuck you, you can't have it. But I remember I was the first Horde rogue ever to have full type set 2 armor. I was pretty proud of myself. And the moral of the story is once I got my set 2, I spent a good 3, 4, 5, 6 hours standing in front of the auction house in Orgrimmar, flexing for anybody that walked up to me, because I was pretty proud of my piece of computer memory at that moment. And now I always feel sad when I think about like all the time I put into leveling up that character, and it's just a piece of computer memory somewhere. Like, if it hasn't been completely deleted by some gold farmer that hacked my account or something. But
I've wasted my life.
Isn't that from The Simpsons?
That's a Simpsons thing.
Yeah.
When the neutron bomb blows up or whatever it was, wasn't it a Halloween special? It was like Omega Homer or something like that.
I've wasted my life.
I've wasted my life.
But at the time, right? I mean,
Was
it was
it a comic book guy?
It might have been comic book guy. I don't know. But I mean, at the time,
you think your son, when he's 31, what will be his version of World of Warcraft be? Like when you spend lose entire weekends of playing games and stuff?
It'll be virtual reality, I bet. Just straight up VR.
Oh, it's going to be the Oasis.
Oh no, they'll plug themselves into whatever it is. You know whatever it is. And it'll be that virtual reality thing.
Think you're working on our
It'll be
thing?
like half hibernation.
Yeah,
you slow down your body so you're not actually aging, and
He's working
spend
on
more
the
time
titles.
doing it.
I found it. It's like,
Can't see it.
You kind of can't.
you can't marry Aquaman. It's Conqueror.
Aquaman, you can't possibly marry Wonder Woman.
Without gills, and then all of a sudden the Bob.
She has no gills. Yeah. Oh God.
Oh, I've wasted my life. just the best. When Simpsons was funny.
20 years ago.
Oh, I mean, just.
How long's it been on now? Like 40 years.
It's been around.
It's been a long time. It's been
almost 30 years.
30 years.
I did like what was it?
Did you guys ever see the War of the Roses? Did you see the Simpsons in? It was the first Simpsons I think they showed in the theater before the War of the Roses movie.
Oh yeah, I remember that one. Yeah.
And,
yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, and I did see that. The one that I always liked it when they went a little bit dark, like Mo when he's talking to his old professor, and he gives him that final bit of advice so he can figure things out, and the Mo just says to him, it's like, wow, you really changed my life. How can I repay you? And he's like, well, do you have a cure for cancer? He's like, no. Oh, well. And then he just gets up and he walks into this lake that they're saying, and he's just like, oh, going for a little swim, eh? And then you just see him, he just goes underneath the water. And Modus and watches the bubbles stop. And he's like, ugh. Just like, or when Mo puts his head in the oven and puts the sign on his back, no funeral. That's all it's just like, oh God, it's so dark. But best of
Kabuki Kid, we do not fear the Dice Tower. So we're launching a new show tomorrow. It's like a 30-minute show. It's a trifle of a show.
It's certainly not 30-hour.
30-hour Dice Tower. Kabuki Kid says Dice Tower live gaming marathon tomorrow for 30 hours.
Yeah, they're doing 30. It's like
What's the
36
show?
hours. They're taking like 2-3 hour dinner breaks.
Yeah, I think ours is like 30 minutes.
Ours is 30 minutes. So
Are you going to do a 30-minute gaming session? Holy
No.
shit.
No gaming.
Any breaks?
No. It's already done, actually. We recorded it last week.
Hey, Forrest.
Nice chips.
Wait, wearing that? Is that a Denver jersey?
Oh, yeah.
I don't dare
What
wear a
season
Cowboys
ticket holder?
jersey.
He's hoping they win the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah, they got a good chance this year, right? Like
Yeah.
pretty strong,
The best same chance as the Bucs.
pretty
do.
strong, and Dallas.
Yeah, and Dallas for that matter. Yep.
Man, what some ugly playoff games there were this weekend, man. Holy crap!
Yeah.
Oh,
would have been worthwhile if the Bills would have won, though.
How
I was
did the
rooting
Chiefs
hardcore
lose?
for them.
Who do you
'Cause
play,
the
Lance?
Chiefs fucking suck.
Saints?
Oh, we play the Saints, and like I said, I'm telling
That'd be
anybody
good
who
game.
listens, I fully expect us to lose, just because it's us.
It's Drew Brees versus Case Keenum. I mean,
No,
come on.
it's Drew Brees against the Minnesota Vikings defense. That's the big thing. So,
I'll watch it. It should be a good game.
Nah, I'm trying to decide if I'm going to watch it or not.
Weren't you guys like 12-4 or
13-3?
13-3. I mean, you had a tough season, right? Who was your toughest game?
Well, I mean, technically, we beat the Saints in the first week, so.
Yeah, but admittedly, the Saints didn't play well for the first 2 weeks.
Dallas beat the Saints too.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
it's just,
Saints
trust me, I'm not talking up my team. I just it has nothing to do with who we're playing. It has nothing to do with
It's mental.
us.
All mental.
Well, no, it's just I've been a Vikings. It's like my father taught me to love the Vikings, so they could let me down every single year. And they find
the Twins are stuck too.
Could be a Dolphins fan.
Yeah, Dolphins actually won a Super Bowl. So
Well,
I mean,
yeah, I guess there's that.
yeah. So
Go
I mean,
back.
But being a Dan Marino fan,
45 years ago, you really
being a Dan Marino fan.
I actually like Dan Marino.
No, I know. I grew up in Florida, so I was a Miami Dolphins fan.
No, I mean, I just
my life.
Dan Marino and like Jeff George of all people, were like you'd watch them throw and you'd see their hand go from like here to here, and the ball would go 50 yards in the air. It was just like they had this like super like powerful quick release that was just insane.
Michael Vick was the same way too. I mean, he just flicked that thing and God, Michael Vick. I love Michael Vick. Back in the day, he had the same thing where he could just flick it, throw bombs.
Yeah,
I remember I was sitting in jury duty the day Michael Vick's story came out, and there was this guy I was with, and all his kids were like Michael Vick worshippers, and he's like telling me how terrible Michael Vick was now, and his kids were going to be devastated.
Yeah, man.
Jury duty, man. You meet some interesting people.
Well, I mean, I don't know.
Have we had grievances yet?
Well, I mean, if you have a grievance, feel free to. Let's see. Okay, we haven't had grievances.
What about positives? What about positives? No positive?
I got a positive. I'll do one negative, one positive. So first on the negative, though.
Ooh,
I was on BGG.
wait a minute. Time out. From now on,
Is this a BGG?
No. How about this?
Oh yeah.
If you have a grievance, that's fine.
Okay.
But you also have to say something positive.
I can do
What
that.
the hell's the deal with all that white space? What is that shit?
Yeah.
Come on.
Is that you? Wait, are you just wait? Did you write me those emails?
Way too much white.
Oh, you're talking. Oh, yeah, you're talking about the email I sent. Yeah, I forgot I put that.
I'll get my good thing. I'll actually show you my camera. I'm gonna move my camera real quick. So I came into a couple games.
I know what the
past,
hell.
Well, I saw that. Was there anything?
Facebook,
Here. I'm gonna highlight you. Go.
Yeah, post on him.
Because I couldn't see anything, and like you apparently like waited till it was super dark, had no lights, and just
Yeah, couldn't see anything.
I'm known for my production
I
quality.
thought a thrift store like called you up and said, "Hey."
I thought a thrift store had vomited in your house.
So somebody posted in our local guild to be at BGG that they were moving across country. They wanted to get rid of all their games pretty much. They said from a select few, they're moving to Seattle. And he's like, you can't cherry pick anything. If you're going to take something, you need to take a truckload of them. And me and my buddy both contacted him, and he's like, how about you just take all of them and you two can split them up? And it ended up being my entire minivan, literally full max capacity, and the back of his truck, full max capacity, full of games, probably about 430 games. My buddy only wanted about 20 of them because he's a reasonable human being.
I see a
Which
Mad
is-
Poor wife. Your poor wife.
Well,
I don't
see,
recognize
he
anything.
just hides his weed in those.
Wait, I recognize Walk the Dog.
Those are
Walk the
his new
Dog.
Doritos containers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll even zoom my. I'll put that there so
Is
people.
that
can
Walk the Dogs?
I see the Mad Magazine game.
Yeah, I know. That piqued
I
my
had that at one
What the
time.
hell?
The Mad Magazine game is fun. I've reviewed that.
What does that
that's
say? In
the
a
card game.
pickle? Yeah, what?
I see an
don't
old
recognize
copy
any
of
those.
Mastermind in the back.
There's like 7 copies of Mastermind, 13 different versions of Scrabble, 5 different versions of Boggle, 10 Monopolies. Like a lot of it's garbage, but there's
So you're
some
going
good
to the
stuff.
thrift store later this week, right?
See,
No,
I
I'm
don't-
not buying it for a while.
Oh no,
I mean,
he'll
you're
sell it
giving
for
them-
$1
giving
a
them-
piece in some rummage sale. He doesn't give anything like
I
that.
don't know. I'm going to review all these. This is thousands of dollars in YouTube income over the next 20 years right here.
Oh,
Seriously, a lot of
Okay.
old mass market stuff. That stuff gets me good hits. Like Phase 10. Sorry, I get good hits on those videos.
Oh, Travis
Forrest-
Chance
Hey,
moved.
Travis.
Who moved the rock? Oh wait, no, he's got a Kickstarter going. Is anything-
Forrest working the long con.
Look, everybody,
That's
it's
amazing.
Travis Chance.
Well, yeah, of course. I
Hey,
gotta.
congratulations, Travis, on Western Legends, man. It's kicking bass and taking names.
Do you
Yeah.
do you want to get the I'm here to shill my wares joke out of the way now?
He already did.
I already did. I already said. I
You
said,
missed it.
hey, look, it's
Missed it.
Travis Chance who moved the rock. And I said, oh, wait, no, he's got a game on Kickstarter. So he's got to squeeze a couple of dollars out of a view or something like that.
Oh, don't worry.
Nobody watches this show.
Yeah, I was on maple syrup, and I thought since I'm up, I thought I decided to get back into Lord of the Rings TCG from the early box. I love that's like one of my favorite games of all time.
The Decipher
And-
game?
Yeah, and I keep
Wow.
like I realized I was like, I keep buying like these LCG type games, and they kind of just end up imploding on themselves inevitably. And so I was like, I really like wish there was a game that was cool, like back when I played that one. And I was like, I bet I could probably find these for pretty cheap. And so I dropped an inordinate amount of money to buy I had a 60-pound box full of Lord of the Rings cards show up to my house today.
Wow.
So
Did you get the One Ring?
well, hold on. Look, I'll give you guys a look. So here's just the stuff I'm sorting now.
How many Palantirs did you get?
I got a lot, but hold on. Here's the stuff in the living room.
Wow.
That-
I never properly played this game. Why is it good? I
mean,
bought
it's
a bunch of it. We
basically-
never could fathom the rules. It was so ridiculously
Basically,
bad.
it's Gloomhaven Hobbits, so you would love it.
It's what? Gloomhaven.
Gloom-
What?
Hobbits.
Really?
No, I'm kidding.
He's fucking around.
It's I genuinely think that the core mechanism, the resource mechanism in this game is like so smart.
I remember I thought it was kind of clever, but we could never tell if we were playing it right.
Well, it's
That's
you.
the sign
There
of
was
the
no
game.
board game geek back when I played that game, guys. Didn't exist. No
I
internet.
bet there's a lot less white space than on the internet.
Well,
That
why would you
probably
want to
was
go to
one of
Board
those
Game
questions.
Geek? They're just going to send you down the wrong path.
Well, there's
anyway.
no way to tell if you were playing the game. And the rules are written in like 4-point font on a tiny little book. Like you're like, how do you learn this game? And it's what is there, like 50 pages of rules?
Yeah, the rulebook is like 40.
Do you have a rule book by chance?
I got a few.
Yeah.
Can you hold it up and then turn the pages like once
very
every
possible.
minute?
Yeah, could you actually spend the next hour reading the rule book to us?
I wanted to like that game. It has everything Lord of the Rings in it,
No.
including the what are the wizards called? The other wizards that aren't
Radagast.
yeah, Radagast and I don't even remember the names.
Do you want me to? Here, I'll read you the rulebook. I'll read it as Ian McKellen. Most
Sure.
card games have just one deck of cards.
Their camera went out.
Can you read it as Ian McKellen from X-Men though instead? Or that read it to me.
If you want, I can do the really terrible Elijah Wood British accent. That would be good.
What was your grievance, man?
My grievance?
No, Travis, your camera's gone.
You can't see me?
Nope.
Yeah, it actually
Yeah,
looks kind of nice.
And here clattering.
Super organized. I know. I think Travis is throwing Lance is throwing stuff
Oh,
around.
Lance is painting now.
He's just gonna paint.
Back on now.
Oh, no, I'm not gonna paint. I'm trying to. One of my I have a
Stop
skeleton.
playing
knight.
with your dinghy.
Oh, shut up! I got a skeleton knight lose his arm, so I'm gluing his arm back on.
Oh yeah, is that what you call it now? Got to glue the arm back on.
So are you staying? Are you sticking
well,
with the
yeah, that's what your wife called it the other night.
Are you sticking with the undead army now, or are you gonna switch to the
Well, they got a brand
to
new.
the dwarves or something? The dwarfs.
No, the Nurgle Rotbringer's got a brand new codex. It comes out It comes out this month.
God,
so
I'm so glad I'm not playing that game anymore.
Me
I know
am-
exactly what you're going through.
and the thing is, I already have a lot of Nurgle stuff. Plus, I have a ton of Chaos Warriors. So I might switch to Nurgle now, but I do want to finish off my Undead Army because there is a Malign Portents event coming up that is all about
Portents.
Nagash. It's all about Nagash and the lands of Shaiish, which are the lands of the undead. So with the Malign Portents event, they're going to add a bunch of new undead models. So I'm kind of excited.
Oh,
to check
Nikki
that out.
plays undead.
Yeah, she likes that. I like that ceiling lamp that he's got right next to the wall. That seems kind of pointless.
You couldn't see me as I was invisible now.
So does she play Death Rattle? Does she play Soul Blight?
Nikki plays, old stuff. She's not playing any new stuff. Vampire Counts,
Okay.
Tomb Kings.
So Soul Blight now. So
And-
now those fall under Soul Blight. So,
Well, she also. I just bought her for Christmas a Malignance box that has.
that Malignance box is so good. You get the you can make it a Coven Throne if you want, but
Right.
The Mortis engine
Yeah.
is sick.
All of it's great. There's a bunch of great mounts and stuff like that.
Well, the
It's really
Spirit
nice.
Hosts and the Hex Race, or the Spirit Ponies, as people call them. The Hex Race have that great power that if they fly over a unit, you can roll dice for every one of them, and any ones that come up with 6, it just causes a mortal wound.
Okay.
Oh man! And the Mortis engine can once per game explode in necromantic energy, like 18 inches around it, and everything takes like a ton of mortal wounds. But if it's a death unit, they heal. So
Wow.
You are
This
nerding
making
out.
me so hot.
Man, you're such a nerd.
So hot right now.
Yeah.
But no, I went Death
We were
Rattle
talking about
because the Death Rattle units can regen really well. So
How much cheese is in there? What's the level of cheese on that army?
what do you mean by cheese?
You don't know what cheese means?
Well, no, I mean
Like how much bullshit rules do they have in that game to make you like unbeatable?
the big thing with Death Rattle is that you have to have like the maximum number of skeleton warriors you can have in a unit is 40. And so you basically have 2 40-unit skeleton warriors because if they're over 30, they get an extra 2 attacks per model. So you go from having 1 attack per model, you go to 3. So the unit of 40 gets 120 attacks, and you actually
You're rolling 120 d6.
120 d6, and then you can add if you have a White King with Black Axe, if that particular one, it can do an inspiring command to add 1 more attack for each unit. And so you actually are going to, do 160. Well, actually, technically 161 because the leader gets 1 extra attack inside the skeleton warrior. You're going to do 161 attacks with those 2 units of 40 each one. And so,
You give them a potion of strength, and they do wound on a 3+ or something.
yeah. Well, actually, they become 2 3s actually with everything after. It's and.
You just said actually, and it wasn't in a sarcastic way. That's like seeing a unicorn.
Well, so it's the Death Rattle is it's sick. They'll get modified and which I'm really worried about, but I think they're gonna get hosed.
I think you just switch to another army with more cheese.
Well-
Chaos Warriors, man. Chaos Warriors was always Games Workshop's
Well,
favorite.
yeah, but they make
They could do no wrong.
They totally made Chaos Warriors like pillow punchers. I mean, they don't do any damage. They're just there to. They totally nerfed them.
The Bloodthirster doesn't do 15,000 wounds anymore.
No, you basically you take they've made Nurgle really good now. So you take a Nurgle and you give him a Great Unclean One. The Great Unclean One demon can just basically spit out mortal wounds like they're nothing. But then you set up 2 units of Chaos Warriors around the Great Unclean One, and then you give them a Nurgle base. You basically give them a designation of Nurgle so they can heal from the Nurgle stuff. and then they just sit there and suck up the damage, so they can't get in on the great.
Do they take the rule out where the Chaos Warriors don't ever break, or they don't suffer any psychological? They still have all that crap.
They still have bravery of like 10, so it's just
not immune.
It's tough to make them. They're not immune.
But they're almost immune.
They're almost immune. You really have to do a ton of damage to them to have them break their will.
I want to play Shadespire. It sounds like the game I really want to try.
You would love Shadespire.
Yeah, because I don't want to get into like what you're talking about. Like I agonize, dude. I wish I could find my notebooks of army lists. Like this was before internet, so it's all on paper.
Yeah, I
lost them.
I'll say this: the
but just the poring over the books for hours and hours trying to figure out every little
math hammer, as they call it.
Math hammer.
Like
I got 40 points to spend, but I got nothing to buy. Let me figure something out.
Yeah. No, the big thing, like the app for Age of Sigmar for your phone is ridiculously good. You can find any war scroll you want on the app. It isn't 40K where they make you buy all the codexes. You can't, but there you can pull up any rules for anything on the
cool.
Age of Sigmar app. Yeah. So I don't know. I've just lost everybody. Everybody's like, "What the? Stop it!"
No, it's just mean. Well,
yeah, go back to talking about obscure.
Wait, do your grievance, man.
Yeah, what's your grievance?
Me?
No, wait, no. Forrest had a grievance, but he couldn't say it until he said something positive.
No, it's just the white space on BGG. I was just messing with Scott.
You're just messing.
I will say there is a Kickstarter that I'm backing right now that's turned into a crap show. It's pretty fantastic.
What's that one?
I don't back too many Kickstarters.
Western Legends.
Tax return. Yeah, that one's going to be like 6
is awesome.
It's not a shit show.
What's the one that turned into a C show?
The Terminator from Space Goat Games, the official board game.
Space Goat.
That was supposed to be out in December, and they just posted. They have a new community manager. And he's like, "Hey, we're doing some play testing on Wednesday," and it's just been going so bad. They've done like 80 updates, and I mean they have a new manager who's up, open and honest. But I was scrolling through the comments and the updates, and it's a lot of bad stuff.
It's hard to be a game company, isn't it? It really is.
Well, Travis is trying to make us seasick, I think, over here. Well, he's still now. Now he's black.
He froze again.
There he goes.
He's frozen.
The Terminator, the official board game. Oh, you can pre-order it now.
Yeah. It's coming out. It came out last month, or it was supposed to.
It'll be here in 3 years.
Let's see here. Hello, everyone. It's Wednesday, and that means it's time for an update. A prototype of the game is on its way to me as I type this, including some fantastic-looking prototype resin miniatures.
That's so far away from being done.
This is with the new community manager. It's not so bad now, but before it was bad.
Yeah.
Well, it was just people were basically saying what is going on, that kind of thing.
Yeah, pretty much.
7,095 comments.
70,000?
7,000 comments.
Oh, 7,000.
Recent comments are like, nice to finally see a glimmer of positivity. Yeah.
Did you get your lazy gamer yet, Lance?
No.
Oh.
He actually just posted an update. He's delivered more to people that are around in his area. So, oh,
great. Good for them.
Yeah, I theoretically it's just a matter of time, right?
He's working on it.
It's one of those things where at this point I expect nothing, and so it's going to be very, very tough to be disappointed.
I am going to send you a fake package from him.
Filled with thrift store board games.
Yeah, to fill with
lazy gamer thrift store board. Here's 50 pounds.
I went and I dug through. Today I went through. I did another prototype heave and filled up another plastic tub full of wood and plastic and dice and what have you, and then like had like a bunch of cardboard that I took to recycling and 3 giant trash bags. So that was a good day. Yeah, I guess that was a positive. Do I have a grievance though? Let me think for a second here.
Sure you do.
Well, if you don't, I do.
You know, the only grievance I have is that I'm literally now at the point where I just stop really going on most social media just because it's all so incredibly negative.
Yeah.
I think I've finally been beaten down.
You should try
Don't let-
MySpace.
don't let,
It's pretty tranquil.
Yeah. Or that's pretty happening these days.
Yeah.
Pretty much say what you want without anybody busting your chops.
Have you guys ever seen the Tom Hardy, the actor Tom Hardy has a MySpace account and he just posts all these like weird metrosexual pictures of him in different hats?
I've heard about that, but
Oh,
It's someone just joking, right? Is it really him?
I mean, he said it was him. When he was at my house last week.
Oh, okay.
Posing metrosexually with you?
Hey, now, I don't have the physique for that.
yeah. No, I don't know. I just people just kind of just.
What does Tasty Minstrel think about that? Or you still do Tasty Minstrel?
No, I do Tasty Minstrel stuff where it's like, hey, about checking out our games and things like that. But I mean, I for the most part,
you gotta just go past it, man.
Yeah, I know. Well, and the thing is that I do try to like avoid like anything that I kind of personally feel strongly about. I try to avoid anything because I'm either gonna like echo chamber agree with the person or they're gonna annoy me with anything they have to say. So I just move on from it.
Talking about
Yeah.
Just just social media in general, and just like the standard
You're done with it.
stuff or whatever. Yeah, totally.
I actually really enjoy it because I get both far extremes. I'm from Indiana, grew up here, so I have a lot of super far to the right. But obviously, our hobby, we got a lot of super far to the left. I'm a pretty out there guy. I got a good mixture of both. So I find it very interesting to laugh at both sides.
I forgot what doing a Kickstarter was like because I haven't done it in 8 months.
Yeah, I bet.
Well, you're being very successful, and you should be very proud of how well you're doing.
Cards.
No. I'm saying like I've had people being super mean to me, like, well, not super mean. Like we just had some the typical comments and things like that that are discouraging and disparaging. The internet's mean.
Disparaging.
Mean.
Yeah, you can just ignore all that and say, "Here's $100,000," and
Sure. Most of it's taking place on your website, by the way.
not surprised.
My favorite thing is when you launch a game and then like suddenly people who have never played the game are aficionados of everything about the game. So, well, I can tell you from my many years of not making games. But you know what? We're lucky. I'm super grateful everyone's back in the game.
Honestly, I'm stunned. And I'm
Thanks.
not. This is not a knock. It's basically there's many companies that do a first time Kickstarter or first time designer who no one's ever heard of before, and like they just do their 30 grand and move on.
Bro, I'm not a
I'm not surprised actually. There was a lot of positive
Well,
buzz about Western Legends that
Was
I'd
it?
heard.
Okay.
Yeah. I heard a lot of good things about it from people who got to play the early prototypes of it. I'm not surprised at all, honestly.
Yeah, I almost won a game by never moving.
Yeah, you played a very old version of it, my friend. You
No.
played the very, very first version of that I played of it. It's come a long way since then. I actually really like. We had a release party last night, and we had like, I don't know, we had quite a few people. We had almost 30 people show up, which on a Tuesday night in cold Indiana is like pretty impressive. And it was just people like genuinely enjoying the game, like really having fun and laughing and you know, being mean to one another. And it was cool. Like it was really nice to see. It's always nice to see, you know, people enjoy something that you've worked on.
Cool.
I agree.
You agree?
It's well the culmination of effort, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean it is kind of funny when you think about it, Lance. The you know, we sat down. You guys actually played the game with me for the first time, and it wasn't a smooth session by any stretch of the imagination. But like I can honestly say, like, I think the game is really good. Like, I think it's a really good, fun game. It's come a really long way. Like, tremendous amount of effort gone into it to get it to where it is. So yeah, it's a good feeling, like for sure.
Anybody else have agreements they wanna belch out?
Oh wow, you're up to 166. Last time I looked at it was 100.
Mm-hmm. They're moving along steady.
Yeah,
That's like CMON numbers, man.
This is it? I feel like Simon would have made like $1 billion by now.
On day 1 million, 2 million.
Yeah, like it would, like, Kickstarter would be broken or something.
Beaker, cut it
out.
Has Hate been announced yet? The Kickstarter day?
Yeah,
16th, right?
January. Yep,
January 16th. Okay. That's
And you
6
guys are
days
making
away.
a bold statement with that. Like, the Kickstarter description using the word rape is kind of blows my mind.
Oh, it says that.
The
Interesting.
very first sentence, it's like you have raped Mother Earth or something like that. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, this world that Hate is based off of is super dark. That's why it's only Kickstarter exclusive. It's not going to be a direct or a retail sale item. It's going to be Kickstarter only. We'll have retail pledge levels, so there'll be limited copies, but this will not be a normal distribution game. This is for your eyes only, basically. Those who want to play it can order it, but you're not going to just see this sitting on shelves. Like, this makes the others look tame.
Do you guys see AEG's entering the Kickstarter arena?
They already
I heard rumblings about it, but I didn't know what their first game.
Oh, did they already do a Kickstarter? I can't remember.
They did.
What
They
did
did Thunderstone.
Yeah, they
the
did.
big Thunderstone box. Yeah, I forgot about that.
What game is it? Is that
The
the
dark
new one?
the darkness thing or whatever.
Was the
What
card
is it
sleeping?
like? Cardcraft, yeah.
It's the new.
Yeah, I'm excited for that one.
I really
Eternal
liked that. I did not like Mystic Vale, but I really like the Custom Heroes game. I think that game is really fun.
I like it too a lot.
It's super fun, right? Like, it's like just really. I've never played a game where it's primarily numbers, and you get the kind of like party game reaction. You're like, "What? That thing's worth 17?" You know.
Yeah. I love the minus. I love the values going down too. It's really great.
Well, that rule where if someone plays the same card as you, you get skipped. Such a mean, awesome rule.
Yeah.
That's yeah. I think I only started becoming pals with John Zinser, but I think he's awesome. I really, really like him.
Oh, John Zinser is an amazing guy. I've known him for 25 years. He was the first person in the board game industry I ever met. And he's just an amazing, amazing dude.
I somehow never crossed paths with him ever until Dice Tower Con, and we I was being punchy with Scott Morris, and I was like, "Oh, hey, thanks for making." I was like, "Hey, I just want to thank you. I just spent like $600 getting all the Thunderstone games." Like a week later, you announced you were.
That's a new one. Yeah, it moves on.
And he goes, "Well, what you should do is," he goes, "normally what I do is I have a person get a hold of me, a friend that gets a hold of me, and I'll just send them the game for free. But since you're being so rude, you can forget about that."
Who said that?
That's Zinser. Yeah, that's a Zinser. That sounds like him.
Yeah, I mean, he was kidding, but he's so fun. I really like him.
I can't wait to see what they do with their cube tower thing. I thought that was pretty cool.
What are you talking about?
On Edge of Darkness.
Oh yeah.
you know, I mean, obviously it was just a 3D printed prototype, but it was cool. Definitely
Yeah, they demoed it at
Origins.
So launcher.
Well, I wish them luck. I think they're awesome, man. I hope they do really well.
I just sincerely hope they stop bundling different games expansions in the same box. That needs to stop.
What'd they do?
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles had all the expansions in one box.
So you had to pay for all three of them, even if you only wanted one of them.
Oh, I didn't know they did that.
Yeah, that was kind of dumb.
A combo.
Yeah,
They were really trying to get on that sweet 1980s comedy film. That whole crowd, I guess.
They just wanted it. They were doing it. They started to do that, so they just wanted to actually have a box that said that on there. That's all.
That's the only reason they have those 3 games is so they could make that expansion. It's a long plan.
What else? What else is going on in this awkward show right now?
Well,
a lot of movement and stuff bouncing
Hey,
around.
do you guys want to play Crosstalk?
Oh, jeez.
I'm so bad at it.
Play what?
Crosstalk. You didn't play last week, did you?
No, I've been out the last few weeks with work.
Do you guys want to do it or no? Yeah,
Yes.
everybody needs paper and pencil. Or a pen and a paper that you can
I'll
hold up
get
to the
a
camera.
drink. Let me get a drink for this.
I got a chisel and a stone. Does that work?
That will not work. Let me go grab the game. I'll be right back.
Christ.
Yay.
King Fun, Lance Meister, everyone.
Ooh, that would be a fun title to have. King Fun.
King Fun, Lance Meister. They need to make like one of those Pee Wee Herman drawstring dolls of you. Where
Get on that. Make it happen.
you pull the string and then you give someone unsolicited life advice.
Don't encourage him, Forrest.
Are you cackling? Ugh, I don't like the sound you're making. Scaring me for some reason.
Travis, tell us something funny.
Oh, I don't think I have anything funny to tell lately. Oh, we did have a backer today say, hey, what do you guys think about changing the theme to science fiction for this campaign? It had to have been.
You know, that's a great idea. Let's do
It had to have been a joke. Like, there's no way. But if they were serious,
Surprise.
Scott here? No, Scott walked away.
I'm here.
So what did you think of, Scott? What did you think of Dinosaur Island?
I can't get a copy. I can't find a copy.
No, I played it for the first time this week. I love it.
How'd you guys get it?
It was in my local game store. They had 3 copies.
wait, the Scott Alden can't get a game?
Oh, wow.
It's sold out everywhere.
That show's ridiculously priced on
Would you
eBay.
like me to see if they have a copy at my store? I can ship it to you.
Gosh, I don't want to put that on you.
It's okay.
I'd put it on him.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm going there tomorrow after I get off work. If they still have a copy left, I'll have them hold it in my.
Okay.
I have a box there. I'll have them hold it, and then if you can't find a copy,
Okay.
you want me
have
to
them
send
hold
it up.
Sure.
Yeah. I get 10% discount, so that'll offset shipping. So it'll pretty much be normal retail for you.
Cool.
Well,
I
there you
played these
go.
last week. We're gonna switch these cards out.
Yeah, Scott, you were a funny man.
Yeah, I mean, I've been hearing a lot of buzz about it.
I liked it a lot. I really liked it. Very thematic.
Does everybody know how to play this game?
I do not.
Is Barry gonna play?
I don't know. Is Barry going to play?
He played last week. Okay. So there's 2 teams, Team Black, Team Blue. What do you want to be the teams? Me, Lance, Pete again?
I don't know.
Sure.
What is it?
So me, Lance, Pete, Lincoln, Travis, Forrest.
I'm not gonna stop sorting cards. Just so you know.
You'll be T Black.
Team Black.
We're Team Blue. So Forrest, let's say you and I are the clue givers. I will hold this card up, and you will pick a number, like just pick a number, whatever, and then we will both play this clue. I'm going to read it just so I don't have to worry about that. So our clue would be number 4, 50 Shades of Grey. That's the clue we need to get our team to say, sort of a password style game. The trick with this game is the first thing you do is you write down a secret clue that you show to only your team. Okay.
Okay.
So I would write a secret clue.
Is there any restrictions on the clue?
Yes. One word, and it can't be a word that is always capitalized.
Is honky tonk always capitalized?
Is that a word? I don't even know what that means.
You live in
with a hype.
It's a music. That's 2 words. So your team will see it, right? So our team will close our eyes, including me, and then your team will close, and I'll show my.
It's upside down.
Sorry.
Roll lock.
Okay. So only my team knows that, and only your team will know your secret clue. Okay.
Okay.
And then, since we're going first, and you don't know how to play the game, I would give you the option to either defer the first clue or take the first clue. By giving a clue, you're giving it to the other team, and the other team makes a guess.
But then my team, if it gets back to, will have an extra piece of information.
Exactly. So there's a little bit of a disadvantage going first.
Now, the regular clues we give, are those one word as well?
Those are one word, not capitalized.
All right. And
right,
honky
Kabuki?
tonk, can we get an official ruling on that? I think it's a hyphen.
We're playing for fun. I wouldn't.
Do we need to get a Scrabble dictionary?
Let me know let me know when it becomes fun. If that's
did I miss any rules? All
right.
Play Lance's favorite game, complaining.
That sounds like an amazing game.
Today's.
Really?
Okay. Everybody, close your eyes.
Oh, who's first?
Me and Forrest first.
My eyes aren't closed, but I'm also not. I don't have you on my screen, just so you know.
Okay.
But wait a minute. So who's on which team?
It's same teams last week for us.
Yep.
Me, you, and Pete.
All right. So
Lincoln,
you're
Forrest, and We're on Team Blue, and I'm going to say Team Blue and Team Black, so I don't have to say everybody's name every time because I'm like
Blue. Which team are we?
We're on Team Blue.
Oh, we went 6 Kenny Wayne Shepherd. I just listened to
I
that
was
earlier
just
today.
say blue on black.
I saw him in concert.
Forrest, pick a number between 1 and 6.
5.
Pick a different number.
Fuck.
We're already messing with things.
We're technically the rules are we should agree on one of these.
Oh,
but
can I look?
Let's do 6. Let's do 6. Are you okay with 6?
Can I look? Okay,
yeah, you can look.
God,
do you see my screen?
Okay,
Oh
so
my
we're on
God.
6.
Do you see it?
Yes.
Is it focused? Got it?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't agree with 6.
Well, what do you want?
What's wrong with 5?
Okay, 5, fine. You got it? Did you see 5?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Actually,
so is 5 weed?
You guys can open your eyes.
5 is weed.
Actually, I kind of like 1. So now we write down our secret one-word clue.
Yeah. So what was 1? Oh, yeah, 1 is yeah. Let's do. We're doing 5.
We're doing it live. Can I look yet?
Yeah, I think they're gonna show each team's clue here in a moment. Secret clue.
Yeah. You can open your eyes for now.
Oh
man, 5 does suck.
You picked it, teammate.
I didn't understand the rules. I just picked it randomly at first. My eyes were closed.
All the more fun.
I think you're a child who wanders halfway into the movie. No frame of reference.
Okay.
Take your time.
All right, Team Black, close your eyes.
Am I black? Am I black?
No,
blue?
you're blue. Stop messing around.
I'm not messing around. I didn't know.
You're on Team Blue.
Okay,
You're on my
I'm
team.
Okay, so
All right, look at this.
should I click on you?
No, you're gonna Team Blue. Look, Pete and you, and you got it.
Yep, got it.
Okay.
Well, why would you write down pantyhose?
All right, now we close our eyes, and Forrest, you show your team the clue.
All right, there is the clue.
Okay.
You got it, Travis? Got everybody?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, you got it. All right, do you want to give the first clue, or do you want to?
I will defer.
Okay.
Ooh, that's a pretty big word for
my
for
clue
you.
for you. My clue for your team. So Lincoln and Travis.
I'm listening, bro.
Is tie. TIE.
Wait, we're giving clues to the other team?
Yeah, your team gets to guess now. This is the trick of the game. Sorry, was I not clear on that?
Wait, so I'm not giving clues to my team? I'm giving clues to
No,
your team?
you're giving-
Oh
yeah,
my
team.
lord!
So I want
Your-
your team to get it correct?
No, you want your team to get it correct.
Shoot
Well,
me
then why don't I
now!
just give you horse shit clues?
No, the deal is we need to get good clues that are not so obvious.
Listen to the man.
And then we are using the one that you gave us, that word.
Oh, okay. Okay.
To help get the clue.
I probably shouldn't have had him go first, but that's okay. We'll
so
we'll do
we're
that.
guessing now.
Yeah, you guys guess.
Sudden death.
Final answer?
No, I mean it doesn't have to be
That's a
that.
yes.
How else are we gonna do
That was wrong.
If you guys have, we don't get to discuss it. How do we do this?
Oh, you can, sure, but you're giving information away.
I feel like I'm in a Seinfeld.
Yeah, I don't know how this works without like.
Can somebody come bursting through the door and then?
Come on, Lance.
Well, Travis, do you have a better guess than that? I mean, that'll be your guess if you don't have a better one, since. I mean, obviously, it's wrong. I already said it was wrong.
Okay, well then
We don't
need
really
to
get
another
it.
clue.
Yeah,
We
so
don't
if you guys need to converse, we can. Are you guys Facebook friends? Can send messages back and forth.
Oh,
This is getting really complicated.
It's all right, Lance.
Scott, why can't you just have
just-
fun like a...
Lance,
just-
just 8 miniatures. I got this.
All right, Forrest. You guys give So my first clue was tie, and your guess was incorrect.
Not correct.
so now your guess was
Now, Forrest, give a clue to our team, but
And
obviously you don't want
what?
end. END.
Time.
May I make the guess, Lance?
Well, do you want to discuss or?
We can.
Just do it in the chat, and then everybody else close your eyes.
Yeah, just don't look at the chat. Avert your eyes or something.
Do we want to do it in the chat, or do you care? Aldi's first clue was tied. Then he just said end. You saw the word that Aldi wrote to us. I think it's pretty obvious what it is.
I got an idea.
Is here? I'm going to message you.
Okay,
via
you message me
the
via the book.
I'm messaging you via the Facebooks, and you tell me if this is a good.
I really wish we would have did one. I think I could have nailed one.
Yep, there it's coming through right now. Is this what you were thinking?
I'm getting excited. Here it comes. Yeah, that was what I was thinking.
Phrasing?
Okay, go ahead. You can say it then.
Well, I'll hold up. Just overtime.
Yes, correct.
Sweet. There you go. That was fun.
Yeah, it was.
We get a point.
Sweet.
And
Moving on.
that ends our session
All
of
right.
cross.
Lincoln, you are now Lincoln and
Sudden
Lance.
death wins.
Lincoln and Lance, heads up. Lincoln and Lance, heads up.
Oh, I got to draw now.
Yeah, you got to draw.
Pick a number, Lincoln.
Everybody else, close your eyes. Let me tell me if it's in focus. or not.
Turn it upside down.
Well,
Riley.
it's upside down, so if we
Well,
could have
you
it
know, I'm pretty sure
the
that's
correct
what
way.
you-
I gotta see if I can read this. Hold on. It's out of focus for me.
Hold on.
All right, I got it. We took two, right? Lincoln, you got to look, don't you?
Yeah,
Oh,
Lincoln,
I
you're
got-
the clue giver. You're the
Oh,
clue
okay.
giver. Lincoln.
Okay.
Number 2, right? You guys got it?
I got it.
Lincoln, you got it?
Aren't we on the same team?
No,
look now?
Lincoln.
Okay.
You're on the other team.
Oh, that's right. I'm on the other team. Okay.
The Three Stooges would have it. We got
you
it.
guys,
Put the
you, got,
card
this
down.
is, you guys didn't
Such a
tell me if
great
you got it or not. Oh my
right.
god, this is so crazy. All right, scores 1-0.
Great,
Just by the
man.
way.
Really?
This is working out as well as it did last week.
One bag down, one for next week.
Okay.
Can we look at?
Yeah, you can look.
So do I get? I got my clue for my team.
All right, Team Black, close your eyes. That's Travis and Forrest. Close your eyes.
Travis is gone.
And Lincoln.
Yep.
Okay.
We're picking up
show,
Barry.
show it, Lance.
Barry's
Show it,
not-
Lance.
Travis is gone.
Barry's not in
Picking
right
up
now.
Barry
All right. Well, no, they can. You guys can have Barry.
So who's on my team?
Oh, you said it so flippantly.
We can
I
have
was
him.
excited
You
about
can
it.
have him.
This is great.
This is amazing. Who's on my team?
I'm enjoying
Me.
this.
Barry's a good player.
It's me, you, and Aldi, Lance.
All right, we're looking.
With
Show us the
Barry.
clue. Let's show us the clue, Lance. Yep, got it. Done. Got it.
Okay, I see it. I got it.
All right.
You can show your clue to the other team, Team Black.
Oh, I'm looking.
Aldi,
I'm ready.
I'm getting you on Facebook
I don't
here
know if
for
it's
the.
gonna show up here.
Yep, got it. You got it, Barry?
Barry, you got it.
No, I wasn't. What the hell he's doing?
You're on Team Black now since Travis is gone.
Okay, hold on. Who? Lincoln is on my team.
Yes.
Yeah, Lincoln's got it.
Okay, I got it.
All right. So since we got the point, they get to decide if they want me to give the clue or they give a clue to my team, or I
Lincoln,
give.
do you want to give the first clue, or do you want us to give the first clue? You want Lance to give the first clue?
Man, I don't know. I don't even know what I want to do with this. I just picked two. I didn't actually pick a word. You know what I mean? Let me think for a second. Yeah, go ahead and give a clue, Lance.
Okay, so I'm giving the clue to Barry and Cheech, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yes, yes.
Mm,
That's why I was trying to keep everybody with the colors, so I didn't have to.
hummingbird.
Something in the chat. I don't know. You got an idea, Barry?
Not a clue.
Because if not, I'm going to take a guess at it.
Go ahead.
Sex.
420.
No, it links up with the clue Lincoln gave. Don't bust balls.
Okay, well, I'll take your word for it. You were
All right,
wrong.
Lincoln,
However,
you're up.
So yeah, this sucks.
All right, Lincoln, so you're giving us a clue. You don't have to give us a good clue.
I know. Stamen.
Stamen.
Hitting you on Facebook, Aldi.
Yeah.
No, am I allowed to Google
Oh,
that
I
word?
think I
don't
got
know
it.
what
I
is.
think
I can't think of the word though. Do you know the word?
I think I do.
Okay. I'll let
Can I
you do
Google
it.
what stamen is?
Pollination.
pollination.
That is the
man.
one.
Excellent.
Yeah. There you
That's
go.
too good of a clue.
We're done.
That's too
2-0.
good of a clue.
Sweet. Awesome.
That was too good of a clue for
I don't
us.
know what other to do, man. It's hard.
Yeah. So-
My next clue.
What was your secret clue?
Bees,
Bees.
birds and bees. I
Oh,
thought maybe
so
sex.
Lance's was bees too.
Uh-huh.
I was
So-
actually gonna say cross is my
Are we
next
going
one.
best of 7? I like best of 7.
It's first to 5. So
The best of 11.
Only an hour to
But
go.
last year we played 3 rounds, or last week we played three or 6 rounds. We did.
All right, so now it is Peter and Barry.
Okay.
All right, Barry, you pick the number.
All right. 2.
Hold on, let me click on Pete. What am I when they're
Click on me. Click on me.
Yeah, Scott doesn't even have the card up yet.
Well, I don't even have to look. So
Can you guys? Is that right? Is that up?
All right, you said 2, Barry.
Yeah, 2.
All right, got
I
it.
got it.
You guys got it?
Yep.
all right, let's do this thing.
Okay. Barry, do you want to go first or?
Oh, you guys got to give us our secret words.
Oh yeah, we
See
can.
your words.
Who's
I've got
Who's
mine
going
written
first?
already. Do you want me? I'll
All
go ahead and
right.
give it on mine.
Go ahead, Pete.
So
Pete,
only Scott and Lance. Ready?
Yep, got it. Got it.
Got it, Lance. All right, good.
Yep.
Okay. All right, Cheech and Lincoln, ready?
Yep.
I love the fact that you call it Cheech.
You see it?
Is that a L?
Can you understand it? Hold on.
Yeah, it looks like an L. Sorry.
That's not your fault.
4
I
M's
got
and
the
a
feeling in my
silent
right hand.
2.
Got it?
Oh, so it's okay. R. Got it.
All right.
All right, you guys ready? All right.
Yes.
Barry, do you want to give the first clue or do you want Pete to give the first clue?
Let Pete get the first clue.
All right, so this clue is for Lincoln and Cheech. Okay. Rancher.
Jolly.
Shit.
Don't look at the chat.
Yeah, don't look at the chat.
Well, yeah, but Cheech is just drawing penises there.
Oh yeah, I like yours better. Yeah, go with that, Lincoln.
Hold on. Okay, cattle.
That is incorrect.
Okay.
That's a
All right,
really long
Barry.
buzzer.
Go ahead, Barry.
Yeah, that seems like hang up on this conversation buzzer there, wouldn't it?
Give us a clue.
Giving you a clue.
Take your time.
I am.
It was not an easy one to do. That's for sure.
It's. I don't want to give it away. It's. All right. Slaughter.
Like the band?
Okay.
Yes, like the band. Dumbass.
Is there any other way?
What was the clue Pete gave? Ranch?
In secret?
Rancher.
Rancher Slaughter. Was the lead singer of Slaughter a rancher? Slaughter, rancher.
I don't.
My dad worked at a slaughterhouse.
Slaughterhouse 5.
Is it?
Good book.
Do you want me to take it?
Well, remember that video game Slaughterhouse? That was a good game. That was a
Splatterhouse?
Splatterhouse. That's right. It was like a total quarter muncher. I would.
I mean, I got one if you want me to go.
Well, just go. I've got nothing.
Cows.
No, incorrect.
No.
But what,
All right.
was cow or cows correct or cows perhaps?
No. So my clue for them now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oxen.
Ollie oxen free.
It's plural, I think, is what's going on here, Forrest. That's what I think. What I'm thinking.
Don't use big words.
There's like 3 vowels in that.
Do what you want.
I can't think of anything else. Oh wait.
Why would he say rancher?
Oh yeah, good point. I don't even know what that last word I typed means, but I think it's.
I mean, it is another descriptor for that, right?
Okay.
So, I don't know. We now have 2 different types of animal. That's why I put that guess. I'm going to say it. Do it.
Oh yeah. I like your guess better. Yeah. Definitely do that. I didn't see yours.
Livestock.
Bing, 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 bing.
Oh.
Yeah.
There you go.
I actually said rancher to throw you off a little bit, hoping my written clue was enough for the guys to figure it out.
Well,
What was-
you
what was your
threw
written
you
clue?
threw me off, so way to
My
go.
written clue was cattle.
Oh, we had cows. That was what was hilarious when.
Oh,
you
that's
guys
hilarious.
guessed that.
Oh,
So
I
I
guess
guessed
cattle.
cows.
Yeah, because when
That's
you guessed
awesome.
cattle,
Well, you guys guessed cattle.
You guessed cattle, and I was just like,
We
you got it
I
wrong.
almost
But then
each
I-
other's secret clues. That was awesome.
I had it written down. I thought that was the word. I had to look, double check to make sure.
Yeah, I thought I felt I was stupid because when you said cattle, I was like, and I was like, wait, how would I know that was wrong? And so I realized I was just like, okay, just forget I did that.
Yeah. I was wondering if that was you that did that.
Yeah, I was like,
Oh, I didn't. I thought that. Yeah, didn't catch that. All right, we keep it going. Another round of 3.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right,
I like
me and you, Forrest. Pick a number.
Throw down. All right, this time I'm actually going to look at them before I say the number.
Well, no, you just random.
Oh, 2.
It's always 2.
You guys close your eyes.
Yeah.
oh, wait a minute, am I closing my eyes or what am I doing?
Everybody close your eyes. Everybody close your eyes.
Except for Forrest.
It's just me and Forrest. Did you see that, Lance?
I got my freaking eyes closed.
I had the card.
Oh, Jesus.
You got it.
Yeah. That's Jesus, right?
Okay. Wait, what?
That's it.
Can I look?
Yeah, you guys can look. I got a clue already. So,
All right.
So who's Lance and Peter up first?
Team Black, keep your eyes closed.
Yeah.
Pete,
Okay.
Team Awesome.
Pete and Lance,
is up first.
Pete and Lance, open your eyes.
I'm looking. There's a number in there.
No, that is not a number. Oh, yeah. Well, hold on. Don't say anything.
Why did you write down Threve?
Okay.
All right, I got it.
All right. Forrest, show you. Team Black, open your eyes. Forrest, you can show your clue.
Am I on Team Black?
No.
I know. I'm just
All right.
having fun.
We should be playing careers.
Okay.
Wow. Okay.
You got it, Barry?
Yeah, I got it.
All right.
Got it down?
All right, so
All
I guess since we actually lost that round,
Let me give the first clue. My gosh, I really don't know if that's.
Oh, apple cider. Yeah. Rose that iced tea?
Yeah.
I take back my groan.
You guys, actually, Forrest, you give the first clue.
All right. Antique. Jesus.
what?
Lance, I got nothing. Do you have any idea?
I don't want to guess because it would maybe help them too much.
Hit me on
Uh,
Facebook
yes.
if you.
I think
Yeah.
you have to make a guess. I
I
mean, obviously, you could say nothing.
would let's just pass and let's see what happens. Let's see what develops. 'Cause I'm it's. I
Just
got
say just say a word. Just say something.
Watch.
What?
Watch. Okay.
Watch.
What?
You what?
No, I'm just the guess based on what our clue was. I'm lost.
They were just
guess-
throwing something out
Okay,
there.
here's my clue.
He said antique, so I just said the first antique thing I thought. of.
3.
3. Threve?
3. Yeah. That
Got it. Point for us.
you guys. Yeah, you guys. You any guesses?
Barry, if you in the chat, I guess. I don't know. 3.
This one is tough.
I'm clueless, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Okay. Let me think what we've got here. I don't know. I really don't know. We could just throw something out there too, but it just really is messy that way.
Yeah.
I want to repeat all the. I want to say it out loud, which I can't. But our private clue, because wow, I have no idea.
We're gonna win this. I know it for a fact. So
all right, man.
We'll just repeat what. No, we can't do that, can we?
So antique 3 plus what we know.
Right. Can we pass oldie or we just?
Yeah, just say nonsense. Just say whatever. Blah. You don't have
Okay.
You don't have to make a real guess.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. Pass.
Well, we should say something, but I mean the problem is we really don't. It means nothing.
Yeah,
right?
if you say something, it might. Yeah. Yeah, just say
Well, I mean, the reason why I say this is you made them say something, which
Sure.
I feel we should say something. I just don't
pick a word. I mean, it doesn't matter.
Okay. Bottle.
Oh,
okay.
Oh, got it. Oh wait, never mind. My clue. Tall.
Yeah,
Nikki's guessing. I think here.
What'd you say?
What'd you say?
Tall.
Okay, it should be a little bit longer than that, but I'll look at it just.
Did you say Paul?
Oh no, it can end with a title.
Tall.
Tall.
T-A-double-L.
T-A-L-L,
Hold on
tall?
just a second.
You can spell it with a 4 if you want, if you're hip, but yes, tall.
What?
Scott doesn't want to say anything.
Try not to show anything off. No. The zipper is hurting my mouth.
Zipper.
These fucking word games, Scott.
You guys got a guess?
Not a good
Go
one.
for it, Pete. Go for it.
You think? It doesn't. It's.
Just go for it.
Big Ben.
Ooh.
No.
How are we getting to that?
That would be capitalized, I do believe, and 2 words.
Well, no, but the words the clues can be capitalized.
The answer can be capitalized. The clues cannot be.
Yeah, like 40 Shades of Grey.
Oh.
Yeah, it's the clues can't. The clues can't be.
I would have gave it.
Yeah, that screwed me up the last game. Of course. All right.
I got to give one. God.
Lincoln's about to get this. I'm feeling it. Lincoln or Barry. So confident.
I do actually. Something has changed in my perception of what's going on with this. I'll tell you that.
I'm just gonna say it. Mice.
Mice. we get to that though?
I have no fucking idea.
I'm as confused as you are, Lance.
Barry, I typed something in there.
Yeah.
Based on our clue?
Yeah, it's logical.
Go
Yeah, I'll
ahead.
go with it. Yeah.
Go ahead. What do you think?
Grandfather clock.
Bam!
Oh, what? How did you get that? How the hell?
Elderly, baby. I knew that was
You
a money.
guys, I knew mice was too much.
Me and Lance were actually talking on Facebook. I said that maybe it's a clock. We didn't go grandfather clock, but I
Yeah.
He said tall and elderly. And then you said
we're
Big
starting
Ben.
to put
Antique.
together.
Oh, elderly was your secret clue?
Yes.
What?
Elderly was
So I
it.
figured
Blind?
clock
What
was
does that
gonna
have to do with anything?
What was
Blind.
yours?
be the hard part.
Don't
What
blind
was
yours.
Blind. What's
Yeah.
blind?
Three blind mice
Three
does
blind
not
mice.
have the grandfather clock in it.
It doesn't?
It's still a
No,
clock.
Hickory Dickory Dock, a mouse ran up the clock struck one, then
Oh, yeah,
down
three
you run.
blind- oh, yeah.
No, what?
So I totally well, how did you guys get grandfather clock out of that?
Lincoln got it. I was-
Elderly, Big Ben, tall.
He also said
Oh.
watch too.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if I didn't.
Wow, that was an extra guess, but didn't.
I was
Oh, we
actually
said
going to
watch,
say
yeah.
blind mice.
Oh, so I was
Watch
totally.
was-
So,
yeah.
I misremembered misremembered the rhyme. Well, I fucked up.
There you go.
All right, two,
Hey,
two,
I gotta
two.
stop. I gotta stop, guys, because we got work to do. I'm sorry. Nikki's got.
Your boss isn't gonna know. Just come on, keep playing.
She's got stuff for me to look at now, and I definitely need it. So I'll talk to you guys later, though. Take care.
Okay. See ya.
Good talking to you, Lincoln.
I guess we're done.
See it.
Oh
All right.
yeah.
It's a
I've
tie.
got
2
work
to 2.
too, so I can't play this anymore.
Unless you and Barry, you and Barry want to play?
Sure.
Are we done?
I'm down for a sudden death.
All right.
We're
Sudden
done.
death.
Sudden death.
Who's
All
it?
right,
Barry,
last one.
Barry and Lance. Pick a number. Pick a number, Lance.
7.
We need Anthony.
Between 1 and 6, Lance. I should have just asked Barry to pick a number.
Let's go with 3.
All right. Close your eyes, everybody.
All right, closing eyes.
Let me look here. It's out of
See it?
focus. It's out of focus. All right, got it.
Hold on. 3 you said? Okay. Oh, Jesus Christ.
No.
Hickory Dickory Dock.
Yeah,
Three blind
Hickory
mice. ran
Dickory
up the grand-
dumbass is
Did
more
they
like
run up the
it.
grandfather? They got it though.
Yeah, whatever. So the clue that I write, it can't be like a proper thing or anything like that, right?
Can we look down?
Correct. It can't be always capitalized. Yeah, we can look. You can look.
Right.
It cannot be always capitalized.
And it has to be one word.
There are words that sometimes are capitalized and sometimes not, right?
Okay,
Right.
and it has to be one word.
One word.
Yeah,
God, I'm an idiot.
yeah, you are.
Yes.
Don't feel too bad, Aldi, because I took your misremembrance and it reminded
Well, here's the
me
thing. You
of the
said
mice ran up the
you said-
clock.
You said watch at the beginning. I'm like, okay, you guys might know it.
No, that was actually just a name. I went off antique
Oh,
and just
okay.
said a word. That was
Okay.
actually a dumb guess. It was
Okay.
the second round of clues that started making me think, okay, maybe you're talking about 3 blind mice. And then I just immediately thought of Hickory Dickory Dock. And Lance actually typed Hickory Dickory Dock, and I'm like, the mouse ran up the clock. I said, maybe it's a clock. And then they guessed grandfather clock. We wouldn't have got grandfather.
All right, I got my clue.
I was gonna change directions after that. I was gonna start going with a time.
I got
piece or
my clue
whatever.
for my 2 people,
All right.
All right.
Pete and Barry or whatever. Shut your eyes.
Yep.
Ready?
No, wait a minute. Who's looking?
Team blue, look. Team black, close your eyes.
Team blue. Team blue.
Just me. Just me.
Wait, no. You're on team black.
It's me and you, Cheech.
Yeah, I gotta close my eyes, right? Oh
Yeah,
no.
close your
Okay.
eyes.
Wait,
Close your eyes.
wait,
your eyes.
close your
Close
eyes,
your eyes.
Teach.
Lars, close your eyes.
Did you see the word?
Jesus Christ.
Oh, I didn't see. I was looking at a different tab.
Yes,
Pull it back
I
a
got
little
it. I got
Is
it.
Okay.
Did you get it, Scott?
Yeah, I got it.
If you didn't, I'll type it to you.
I got it.
Okay.
Can I open them now?
Yeah. All right, Barry, show your word.
Okay, hold on.
Do this, Barry.
Can you see that?
I cannot. Oh yes, I got it.
You got it? All right.
Yep.
All right, open your eyes, guys.
on.
All right. Lance, do you want to give the first clue? Or do you want Barry to give the first clue?
I'll give the first clue.
Brave.
And this is to Cheech. Well, I trust Cheech not to know anything. Men.
Men, plural, M-E-N.
M-E-N.
Yep.
Stunt.
Is that right? Guys?
No, that is incorrect.
All right, Barry, give us a clue. Give us a clue. Pete is on it.
One word, right? Oh, Jesus Christ. How the hell am I going to get this through to you, Cheech? Fast.
Fast? F-A-S-T?
Yes.
What?
Okay, that turns it a little differently. Although he's giving
I'm
us the clues.
confused. Yeah, exactly. So he's playing off his secret word.
Yep. Well, you want me to just take a guess the first thing?
Yeah, go ahead.
Manger?
What was the guess?
What was that?
Manger?
Danger?
Manger.
Manger. Where
M-A-N-G-E-R.
Nah.
Okay. All right. So at least we know that wasn't it.
What in the
Is it my turn to give a thing?
Yeah, your turn to give a clue.
Yeah.
Say.
S-A?
S-A-Y. Say.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, wait.
You got it? I'm lost on this one.
I do. I'll type more to you. Hold on.
We're gonna go with drag.
Drag. Oh wait. Yeah. Okay, that was a guess. It's wrong. Okay. Barry.
Silly.
Oh.
I think you're right, Aldi.
Yeah?
That's a damn good guess. That's better than anything I've got. Go for it.
Fools. No, guess that's wrong. Fools? Not fools?
No.
Oh, okay.
What was that clue again, Barry?
Silly.
Silly. God.
Movie.
Christ. Oh, what was it? Is this stuff? Myrrh.
Myrrh? No. Ollie, do you normally give like a category or?
No, there's nothing.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, okay.
Love.
Yeah. Go for it, Pete.
It's you. You're the one who came up with it.
No, but you. I was going to say something else, so you were right.
Fools rush in.
Yes.
Thank you.
Wow. Lance.
Ollie called it.
Lance is so smart. It's ridiculous.
After the second.
Why do you say that?
Aldi types. Wise men says only fools rush in, and then we kind of lost track a little bit until a couple more clues. Aldi had it like 3 clues ago. We
talked ourselves out of it.
We talked ourselves out of it. Damn good guess, Aldi.
What was your secret clue, Barry?
Mine was unwise. I was trying to lead them into it. Unwise.
Yeah.
I thought it was a Jesus-y thing.
Yeah. Well, the first 2 clues was wise. For us, was wise men.
Yeah.
Wise was our first.
That's why we went manger. We thought about Christmas, and then a couple more clues. Once you
but
said
Lance was committed to the lyric.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because the lyric was gonna like sound like gibberish to him.
Yeah. Maybe.
No,
yeah, that's awesome. Good job. Good job, Lance.
Yeah, that was a good job.
All right, Forrest, you up? You and Pete?
Sure. Sure, maybe Barry will keep doing it.
Yeah.
we may come back. We were down 0-2.
It's 3-2.
3.
It's 3-2.
So who's looking? Me and
3.
Yeah,
that was my number I picked.
Oh, that's your number?
Me and Cheech. Who's going?
Pete. Me and Cheech.
Everybody close your eyes except Pete and Cheech.
And Cheech.
Oh, okay.
And you said 3, correct?
Higher.
Get it lined up here. Okay. God dang it.
Stop.
I got it.
Yep,
got
I
it?
got it now.
All right.
Number 3, correct?
You guys want to check it? You want to check it again?
Yep. Nope. I got it.
Okay,
If it's 3, I got it.
All right.
Thanks, Aldi. Now I got to edit the podcast.
Oh, because I screwed up?
No, dead space.
You make a podcast of the show?
Yeah, every week.
Oh, okay. Well, couldn't people just listen to the YouTube? Hey, Jim. Jim, you're on Team Black.
Jim, you're on our team. Explain the rules.
Team Black, James.
Okay.
Tell me what to do.
You're going to try to guess a word based on clues.
7.
It's like password.
Correct.
However, the opposite team's clue giver is going to give you the clue. Does that make sense?
No, I'm ready.
So instead
how many whiskeys are you into the evening?
6.
17.
Excellent.
You're good to go. No problem.
All right, so are we ready to show secret words?
Okay, so everybody close your eyes. Who's ready?
I'm ready.
Wait, close my eyes?
Yeah, go ahead and close your eyes, Jim. Team Black, close your eyes.
Do I look? I look.
Team Blue, look, yes.
Yeah, Lance and Aldi should be the only 2 looking.
Pete is giving us a secret word relating to the clue.
Forrest, you not peeking?
He's on a different tab.
I'm good.
He's looking at porn.
Got it.
All right. That's kind of funny.
Okay, now we close our eyes. Team Black, open your eyes. Show the word.
Now,
Team Black.
Jim,
you're on Team Black, Jim.
Give us a word.
Okay. Eyes are open.
Don't let us know that word under any circumstances.
I have to figure out what it is. Okay.
You got it?
Got it.
All right, I got it for
Forrest, you got it?
Yep.
All right, you guys got it? Okay.
Yeah,
everybody open your eyes.
Okay.
All right. So.
Okay, now.
All right, since we won the last clue, Forrest, who's the clue giver, Forrest?
Yeah,
Forrest.
Forrest, do you want to give the first clue or do you want to defer?
I'll give it.
Okay.
So Forrest is giving us the clue. So
All right,
don't
so
guess.
this is-
No guessing for This is for the
Team
opposite
Black
team.
does not guess.
Correct.
Got
Team
it.
Blue is guessing.
All right. Red.
Red.
Oh.
Wait. I got one, Pete, if you want me to.
Wait, so
I already know what it is. It's Lance that you're working with.
Oh, sorry. Me and Lance.
Yeah.
I got it. Lance, if you or do
all
you have
right,
anything?
You go then. You go.
Laser. Nope.
Nope.
Okay. Pete.
All right. Now Pete's going to give us a clue, Jim,
Okay.
and we're going to try and guess what the phrase or whatever.
It could be a phrase. It could be anything.
word
Really.
is. Yeah.
So this is not the word I saw.
No.
Got it. And
But
is
the word
it like
you
a?
saw will connect with this word.
So is it like a noun or a verb, or do we not know?
We don't
We
know.
don't know. We don't know
Okay.
anything about the target word.
Okay.
All right, Pete.
Electronic.
Electronic.
Electronic. And red.
Electronic.
So you and Barry can discuss it, but do it in the chat, and we won't. I won't look at it.
Who and Barry can discuss it?
You and Barry, because you and Barry
are
are
on a team trying
trying
to
to guess the word.
together. But you
So
can't.
how do I
work
chat just
together.
to Barry?
In
just
the
use
chat.
use the
Just
group
won't
chat.
look at
Just use the group chat. We're not looking at it.
Okay.
I'm messaging our guys directly, so we can.
Intergalactic, planetary, intergalactic,
God, I haven't talked to you since your birthday, Lance.
Really?
Look at the chat. It says happy birthday.
Oh, thanks, bud.
I don't know.
Oh, wait.
Jim.
Don't look at the hover bubbles, Lance.
All
I'm trying to avert my eyes.
I yield to the great Barryness.
Yeah, we
If I closed it, if I open the chat and just don't look
LED.
at it, it's probably better.
No.
yeah.
right. My clue to the Team Black.
That's you and me, Barry?
Yes.
Okay.
No.
No. It's
Cheech
ours
is-
to use, guys.
No, it's
Yeah, it's Cheech to my guys. That's right.
Yeah.
You guys just took a while, so I thought it was already my turn.
Oh, man.
oh, I don't know.
Skeleton.
Skeleton. Hey, was your first clue red like R-E-D or R-E-A-D?
Rad. R-A-D. No, it was
It was
red.
red.
It was
The
R-E-D.
color.
It was red, R-E-D.
What skeleton?
Red Skeleton.
Red skeleton.
Bird.
Oh man.
I like when Aldi looks pensive.
I know. I'm like struggling.
I
with
like when you say words like pensive.
it. Pensive.
Misspell it and it's pensive. Wait a minute. I got to call J.K. Rowling.
You got anything, Lance?
I'm thinking.
This could take forever.
Um,
Oh shit, Jim. LED is an acronym.
Yeah, light emitting diode.
Yeah. So you
thought-
can't use.
nobody likes your big words.
The answer could be an acronym.
It
Could
could
be.
be an acronym.
The answers could be anything.
Yeah,
I've
but
not seen any rhyme or reason to the answers.
But you said it couldn't be a capitalized.
No, your
What is that?
secret word cannot be a capitalized word,
But the answer could be a capitalized word.
But the answer could. Okay. All right.
and the clues cannot be always capitalized. Always capitalized is the actual rule.
All right.
Can I just say that I love playing a game? I have no idea what we're playing.
Yeah, you just jumped right. You just went with it.
I just sent you an idea.
Yeah, let me see.
It's wrong. Don't even read it,
That's
Aldi.
weird. Man, that doesn't make any sense.
It's Japanese for pufferfish.
Electronic.
Hold on.
So are the clues that both teams are giving for the same word?
Yes. But
So you
some of
really
the clues
want
may
to
be
could be
misleading
misleading.
because you don't want to make it too obvious for you guys to get it. But with them knowing the secret word that I gave them, hopefully it ties in together what you're trying to say.
So the clue rad and the clue electronic both
It was red.
both
Red.
red and electronic.
But here's
go
the
to
deal.
Same word.
Yeah, but it could be misleading because we're giving clues to the opposite team.
Now combine the red and the skeleton with your secret word, Jim. But don't say anything.
Don't
Okay.
tell the secret word out loud.
Go for it, Lance.
Email?
Negative.
No.
Electronic might have been in the. No, I don't know. Oh, well.
All right. I'm going
Okay.
to give my clue to Team Black.
Yeah.
That's me and you.
Finger.
Finger?
Finger.
As in the thing on the end of your hand.
Yes, finger.
And so
Oh my
so
god.
finger and douchebag. What do those spell?
Peter. Pedro.
So am I supposed to link together red, electronic, and finger?
Plus the secret
Here's the deal.
letter. Word
He's
that.
giving us clues based on his the secret word
Right.
he gave us at the beginning of the round. That may or may not help you.
Okay.
That may or may
It
not
could be
help
totally throwing you off, but it may be
you.
giving my
You
side.
probably want to focus more on
What-
Barry's words of red and skeleton and the secret clue.
But
And you also
Barry's
want to
word-
focus on the clues
What
they
was the secret? What was the secret clue?
The secret word that was given to you at the beginning of the round
that he
Which I
held up
didn't
in
get.
that he held up on paper. You don't
Oh,
remember?
yes.
Don't type
Okay,
it or
so
anything.
Yeah, that's
that
your
word
clue from the words
plus
that
red. All right,
And
can I guess a word? Can I guess a word?
Yeah, go
If
ahead.
you do, it's your guess for the turn. Just make sure your partner's okay with it.
I'm cool with
All
it.
right,
Go ahead.
I'm gonna send it to my partner now.
No, go ahead. Go ahead,
Well,
Jeff. I'm
Just
cool
say
with
it.
Is that
All right,
okay,
yeah.
Barry?
Yeah.
Letter.
Incorrect.
No.
Letter, Letter.
Correct.
Incorrect.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, back to Pete.
That was me. It's Cheech.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Cheech.
Cheech.
Why do I think Barry's giving the clues for some?
I don't know.
Brain fart.
Why does it say wizards over Forrest's face?
What?
It says
What's it say?
wizards.
Wizards unite.
I don't know.
Peace want love.
What's your wife's username on Tinder?
Here's those clues so far in case you guys all forgot.
Red skeleton. Hang on, I have to look at those. Red skeleton.
That's your teams.
Okay.
Electronic finger sounds like my Saturday night.
All right, Forrest, give us.
All right, my clue. Wait, actually, I gotta Google it real quick to make sure it is one word.
That's not allowed.
We're
I
winging
can't
it.
check to see if something's one word or not.
Hey, Forrest, is that a giant sorry pond behind you or your marital aid?
Yes.
What? Sorry, man. My word is interchangeable.
Interchangeable?
And that in itself is a marital aid.
Okay. You got anything, Lance?
I'm going to give this one to you. I got nothing.
Nothing.
I knew I should have never logged on.
That doesn't make any sense.
No, I know, but that's what I'm. Those are what I'm kind of trying to focus on. Does that mean anything to you? Sure. You want to say it?
You can go ahead.
It's your clue. All right, laser pointer.
Yay!
Lance got it. Nice,
Good
Lance.
job. My next clue was going to be pen.
Oh, well, aren't I a genius?
What was your secret clue, guys?
Attachments. That's why I went with skeleton.
Laser pointer?
Laser pointer attachments?
I don't get
Yeah,
the
you can have
skeleton
a
right.
bunch of attachments. You do a
Oh.
skull.
But what does that have to do with laser pointer?
What?
What does skeleton
Yeah,
have to do with
yeah,
laser pointer?
Did you guys do
Because
the
that's
wrong
one of the
words?
attachments you could put on.
What?
What?
Yeah.
I have
All
no
right,
idea
I'm
what
gonna
you're talking
say I'm gonna say we were sunk by a bad clue.
I'm thinking
Cheech, what the hell is your problem?
Did you guys have laser pointers with a whole bunch of attachments? You could change it so it was like a pumpkin, a skeleton, a dog.
No.
I thought
No.
when you said skeleton, you were trying to go with the Halloween vibe because kids always carry the laser pointers when they're trick or treating.
Oh.
I gotta say,
Great.
skeleton has nothing to do with laser pointer.
Hey, that was a good
Yeah,
game,
that
guys.
threw me off.
4-2. 4-2. I think you got, yeah, it was close.
Yeah.
You know how Lincoln and Nikki said they had to work?
Yeah.
Well, now I have to work.
Uh,
So I will talk to you guys later.
yeah, it's almost 1 a.m. I got to go to bed too. Good night, guys. I will see you next week.
Are you guys, all right. You guys staying on or? Anyway, I'll see you guys.
Later,
Bye.
Scott.
Nighty night, sweetheart.
See ya.
Good night, everyone.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year.
All right, now we can talk about him behind his back.
Yeah, them cocksuckers.
See, I would have got it with that clue.
What, cocksucker?
Yeah, laser pointer sucker.
Yeah.
Because they have the same number of syllables.
I did have something I wanted to discuss with you guys. Get your thoughts on it. I've been going through some family stuff, but
All right, I'm out.
it had me
Just kidding.
reflect on some things in the past. Like, growing up, some of the shit my family did to me would be considered child abuse these days. You know? And not that I, look at it that way, but it's just kids would run to the cops these days if, they were hit with a spoon or something, or, hung out the window to get them by their ankles to get over their fear of heights or something like that. And I was thinking about, like, the bullying thing where I don't think it's right to be bullied, but I think if we live in a world where there isn't this, then are the kids going to grow up with a like, when in my experience, kids that were bullied had like an inner drive to them to prove people wrong,
Well, here's a couple of things, and this is my own personal anecdote as far as that's concerned. Is that like I hung with the nerds, big surprise, in like when you first get into like that 6th, 7th, 8th grade, where you're like 11, 12, 13 years old, and that's when in my opinion, that's when at least when I was going to school, that's when the little cliques start, right? You start seeking the people that you have interests that are the same. You stop being friends with everybody, and you just start doing your own thing. And so that's when the little social casts start getting set up, and who's cool and who isn't cool and whatever. But the D&D nerds, and we had a D&D club every day after school at Agassiz Junior High, and and we were we were this little outcast group, and we got we got good grades, the horror, and then we and just didn't do a lot of sports, but we did a lot of our little nerdy stuff, and we brought our D&D books to school and stuff like that, and so we got picked on a lot. Just by like, well, I mean, because there was like that, there's that weird strength in numbers, when you've got, the 20 people that are in this, like on your sports team or whatever, it's easy to pick on like the 6 kids that are, bringing their Dungeon Master guide to school every day. But, I never really felt it as bad as some of the other guys in my group because, like, I hit my growth spurt when I was like 12. And so I was bigger, and I've always been stocky. I've always been big. And so it was like, and one of the things that my older brother taught me, he said, the first kid who thinks that they can push you around, or make fun of you or something like that, he said, just get up and punch him in the face, because he said most people are going to be too scared. They're not going to know what to do. And so like one day I was sitting there in front of my locker and I was like getting something, and this guy, Mike Andel, came up behind me and started like kneeing me in the back and pushing me in his locker, and like the other kids were laughing. And so I remember I stood up and I like hit him right in the face, like my brother told me. And, and you start doing that weird, kind of, you don't really know what you're doing fighting when you're like 11, 12 years old. And we kind of wrestled around the ground for a little bit. But after that, nobody ever messed with me, just because it was like, well, why would you pick on somebody that you're going to get hit for? And, you find weaker prey, right? You just, and so, but that worked for me because I was bigger. But I mean, if you're small, you can't do that. So
I think I've got a question.
Well, no, here's my point. My point is that you can't just let bullying happen, right? I mean, you can't just say, "Well, it's good for you," because what are you saying to those weaker kids who can't, stick up for themselves, or they don't have the support system to stick up for them? What?
I guess I'm just asking for a clarification of what the actual question is. Like, I know you said stuff about bullying, but you also said stuff about spanking. I mean, hanging people.
Maybe what I'm getting at is, I feel like this generation comes up being coddled.
Oh, no joke. I work with kids all day. It's my profession. I volunteer into it. They are 110%, and parents are scared to discipline their kids. A lot of them are.
So what I'm getting at is, like with the bullying, whether it was physical or mental, verbal or whatever, in my experience, the kids who got bullied, it motivated them to be better at whatever, and the kids who, like I said, I didn't consider myself being abused, but they whacked me a few times, and it disciplined me, when
I was scared of my mother, and I was taller than her when I was like 11. So I mean, but I was deathly afraid of my mother being upset with me because she had no problem disciplining me, and and that was, and it wasn't even that she like raised her hand to me that often. It was just like she could make me just feel terrified. Like she had that like power over me, and it was a good thing, right? I didn't screw around. I cleaned my room. I did my homework. I didn't lie. I didn't do stuff at school to get me in trouble. Just because I was just afraid of the repercussions for being a little turd. But I don't know. I mean, I think I try to be. I always said I was going to be like my kid's like best friend in the whole wide world, but I do believe that both of my kids are like. I am the fun parent, but they also know that like if they get in trouble, I'm usually the one that has to like, I've never raised my hand to my kids, and I never will. Or at least I don't think I ever will. But I it's one of those things where I'm like, it's just I feel horrible like when I like do something that I know I have to do, like. All right, you're not gonna you're gonna be sitting in your room with like and it sounds so dumb, but it's like take away computer time, or you take away their iPad time, or the things that they really really love to do. But that's like a good punishment for them. It's like, oh well, I lied, or I talked back to my mother, and now my daughter, I take her phone away from her, and it's just
I I feel like these are two very distinct categories here. Like parental bullying, disciplining is more for a good reason, whereas just the regular bullying is not. Are you focusing more on the parental stuff or the other stuff, or just how it kills the drive? I mean, the drive.
I'm getting into the drive part of it.
But like, well, okay, well, one last thing, and I'll let somebody else talk. See, when I go to like Taekwondo with my kids, it's like they know that if they screw around at Taekwondo, like I won't let them go, because it's like, look, I'm spending, over $100 a month to put my kids into Taekwondo every month. I mean, it's it's going to be an expenditure that's going to run me around $2,000 a year to have my kids in Taekwondo. But I love that they like it, and I want them to be there. But they know that if they don't behave, I'm just going to pull them out of it, and they're not going to do it anymore. So they go there, and they're very respectful, and they listen, and they do it. And I watch some of these other kids, like they come in, and like the parents aren't even there, right? They drop them off and they just leave. It's like daycare for an hour, just like, okay, see you later. So they don't stay there and support their kids, and which bugs the crap out of me. And or the other thing is that they're just, the kids are like just dancing around, and the parents are sitting on their phones or whatever. They're not paying any attention to what's going on, and I'm just like, and the teachers are losing their minds. Like they're actually like telling the kids to go and sit down, and like they can't take part in the training that day because they're not being respectful. And it's just like, and the parents don't even notice or don't even care. And it's just like, good heavens! It's just like, it's like, what? Just tell your kids to stop being stupid. I mean, you're the parent. You're in charge, and that drives me crazy when I just see parents just like, oh, I'm just, never going to be stern with my children or anything like that. I watched this one. Oh, I'm talking forever, but I apologize. I watched this one kid. He comes in, and this guy is a guy I know. It's a guy I played war games with, and he came in with his son, and his son was just mouthing off to him. And this kid was like, same age as my daughter. Like, oh, he's a year younger, so he's like 10 or 9. And he's just mouthing off to his dad. He's calling his dad stupid and like loud in front of everybody, right? And he's just like, "You're just so stupid, Dad. I'm not going to listen to anything you have to say. You're just so stupid." And he's just yelling at his dad, right? And I was like, oh my heavens. If that was my kid, I would be like dragging him out to the car and just like, we're leaving. And like the guy in charge of Taekwondo pulled this guy's son aside and went over and talked to him and took him for a walk. And by the time that the Master Roy was done with him, this kid was bawling. And he didn't like say anything. He didn't yell at him or anything like that. He just talked to him the way whatever he said. And he came back over to his dad, and he's bawling, and he apologized to his dad for how he was acting. And the first thing his dad said was, "Oh, don't worry about it. It's okay." And I was just like, "Oh, it's like you had this moment where this kid was gonna like gain all this respect for you, and like maybe treat you like he should be treating you, And admittedly, I don't know what goes on. I mean, but my sample size, and then you let him off the hook. I mean, you just completely let him off the hook there, and I don't know. But you know what? Maybe the way I raise my kids is horrible too. I don't know.
Lance, check your mic. They're saying
I heard everything you said.
No, the chat saying it doesn't sound like it's going through his headset.
Oh.
Well, how about now? Can you hear me now?
I can.
Okay, well then I'm not worried about it.
Okay, well.
But anyway, so yeah, I but the thing is that what are you gonna do? I mean, we live in such a weird day and age where, the parents are pretty hands off when it comes to their kids. It seems like, but also the thing that bugs me a lot about this is just like anything. It's like when you sit there and you see people like talking about how stupid Trump is, or they talk about, just like why, they think this, that, and the other thing, why their opinion about anything is just so right and so perfect, and it's just and that's what bothers me the most. Nobody takes a like mediated approach to anything. It's just it's everybody's just like, you know, every single time I sit there and I say and I see people post like, oh, you know, Trump is like the biggest moron ever, and then like okay, fine, you know, that's your opinion, and I'm probably inclined to agree with you. But you do realize that there were tons of people that were saying the exact same thing about the president before us.
Yeah.
And so who's more correct? You know, who's the more correct one out of the two of you? I just, well, I am, of course. You know, just like, no, you're both wrong, and you're just, I don't know. I just, people drive me crazy right now. I've been actually pretty grumpy about stuff like that lately. So what are you gonna do?
Everybody's grumpy.
I have a very cynical opinion on it. I work with kids a lot, especially a lot of low-income kids, a lot of inner-city kids. Yeah. And children naturally have an intrinsic motivation to please their parents. It's just that's a fact. Children from birth, as long as they're brought up with a household, have an intrinsic motivation to try and please their parents. And when parents stop disciplining kids altogether, children realize that they don't have to listen and don't have to try, I believe. And
yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting at. Like,
I've seen it firsthand, and I've seen parents have multiple kids, and you can tell the kid that they stopped caring so much and stopped disciplining as much and stopped trying as much, and it's a stark contrast. So I've got some families that have 6, 7 kids, and you can tell the point where it's like, all right, we're gonna set this bitch on cruise control, and the children's attitudes, characteristics, discipline issues. You can see it. Yeah,
that's kind of what I'm getting at. How do I explain this? I'm trying
With
to get the
words.
medication here.
Words and sentences.
Yeah, I'm trying to get the medication. Gets my mind.
Jim, what do you make your thesis statement first, right, Jim?
Thesis? Okay. What I'm trying to get at is
I think Jim's passed out or something.
Well, yeah.
No, I'm just listening to you guys.
Oh, no. So you make your thesis statement first, and then you back and then you prove your thesis. Right.
That is correct.
All right. So make your thesis statement.
Or you state thesis or hypothesis.
Oh yes. So give us your thesis or your hypothesis, Barry, and then use their following paragraphs to prove it.
Yeah. Okay. What I'm getting at is, without the fear of discipline or like the bullying or just the social interaction like I had growing up with the verbal bullying, not even physical bullying, but like that, I feel like the kids don't have any motivation to push on. Like, you know, like, I knew a guy growing up, he was bullied verbally, not physically, but verbally. And he decided, he locked himself in a room, you know, and he just decided, I'm going to learn computers and be the best programmer I can be, you know, to prove them wrong and get a good job and blah, 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 you know. And it's stuff like that I don't see, you know. And then, like Forrest was saying, the parents don't care, so the kids just run amok, and, you know. I don't feel as though without the discipline or a push from their peers, whether it be bullying or not, the kids are just, there's no motivation there. You know, there's nothing to push them.
Well, can't there be a positive push, like, you know, from people, like, you know, backing them up and saying, I think you're excellent at this. I think you should really. You don't have to have like negative bully push to like get people to do things.
Yeah, but it's kind of different. It's, you know, positive pushing is one thing, you know, but a negative push is different. It's you know, I'm going to prove you wrong. I'm going to do this to show you. You know.
So Barry, I think what you're trying to, what I understand you're saying is the concept of incentive, and some people have internal incentive to seek to become better at or excel at things. And I think that when some kids are given external stimulus, that may give them an initial incentive to do something, but it's not necessarily constructive. So, for example, if you have someone pushing someone to be more macho, for example, that gives them an incentive to behave in ways that they think will fulfill that if they're seeking approval. But it doesn't necessarily give them an incentive to improve in ways that are more in tune with their own self.
Yeah,
So I think that in the past, maybe when you and I were kids, there was a lot more emphasis on external incentives, trying to either please parents, or if someone attacked you, trying to show them wrong by doing something in the opposite vein, let's say. And I think that perhaps where parents have trouble today is trying to nurture or foster kids' internal incentives without giving them the appropriate stimulus for actually latching onto and achieving an incentive, right? So part of it is sort of, if everyone gets a trophy means nothing.
Can I just agree with you for a second and just intercede?
Yeah.
This is one of the things that they taught us so much in school. And even teachers have a lot of problems doing this. My wife is terrible about it. We go to good job too often. We don't encourage, that's fantastic effort. You worked so hard at that. We instantly say, good job. We skip the process and go straight for the outcome. And that, I think, leads to a lot of what you're saying.
Yeah. And one of the things that I have problems with teaching adults is there's a difference between output and outcome. And I think that kids are very focused on the outcome, and they're very focused on seeing the effect that they have on other people in terms of approval, let's say, or in terms of satisfaction. So where we may have misinterpreted our parents as being tough on us in order to give us incentive to be tough, there's sort of I think an awareness growing in society today that regardless of how you're raised and how you behave, if you don't understand your internal incentives and get in line with them, you're in trouble down the road. So while what you say may be that they gave us an incentive to behave and an impetus to act in a certain way as kids when we were kids, toughen us up, let's say, I don't think it actually prepared us for the future. I think it left us as damaged as it did directed.
That could be. But I think it's a little different for inner city kids. You know what I'm saying? Than
yes,
somebody.
I definitely think some different children are going to react differently to different parenting styles. I mean,
yeah, I mean,
kids these days.
Yeah.
I think that the difficulty for parents, at least in my opinion, from my limited exposure to this, is my desire is to raise my kids to be able to be comfortable in their own skin and act in a way that brings them happiness without causing others harm. To that extent, the kids need to know what they want and what they are pursuing in life. So I can expose them to things, but I can't assume that what brought me fulfillment is going to bring them fulfillment.
Right.
I mean, you hear the adage all the time of a guy who, I like X and my kids hate it. Why am I a failure? You're not a failure. They just don't like what you like. There's nothing wrong with that. The difficulty is when they step out of the home and have to enter society by themselves, are they equipped to do so?
I don't believe they are. Some of them are. Like, all right, here's what happened. My brother, my nephew started taking Xanax. he's 15, 14, 15, just turned 15. My brother caught him smoking weed and then Xanax, and he ran out of the house Thanksgiving Day or the day before Thanksgiving. So, me and him chased him around the block or the neighborhood and found him, brought him home. I got him, what's the deal, dude? And he said, I took it because I couldn't sleep. And I'm like, all right, well, that's bullshit. What's going on? And he gave, in my opinion, my friends were doing it, so I did. And I don't, in my head, I don't understand how you go from weed to fucking Xanax, when there's nothing wrong in the household, I mean, I know my brother, and I know what's going on in the household because he talks to me about it all the time. I just don't understand how you could go from weed to pills like that with basically nothing really going on there, And there's something else. It's some kind of codeine cough syrup or something, and soda or
yeah,
that's been around forever.
Yeah, scissor. It makes you hallucinate, trip
Is that what
balls.
is it? Yeah.
Ask Cheech, he knows.
Is that what it's called? And
you pretty much just Delsum. You talking about Delsum?
Yeah, I think that's what he called it.
Yeah, Delsum XLs. Yeah, I know about that.
I like the way it makes me feel. I'm like, what the fuck's wrong with you? You're 15 years old.
It makes you hallucinate, slows things down. It's enjoyable. I've heard.
Yeah, from the articles I've read.
Yeah.
No. So not this is kind of a serious, but like, see here, I was gonna say two things. One, I think every generation has thought the kids of the next generation are completely screwed up, right? And then they've just said, "Oh my gosh, look at they're just the way this, that, and the other thing is different." And this is actually one of the things I wanted to talk about today. So, and this is, I apologize for stepping over what you're saying, Barry. I mean, he's a screwed up kid. I mean, he's just got to get the right help and guidance and figure shit out, right?
I don't think he's necessarily screwed up. I mean, I was experimenting with stuff like that at that age. I think it's natural, especially depending on what crowd you run in.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I ran with the crowd of kids that didn't want to screw up their lives. So so we didn't do those things.
Well, I experimented at that age too, but not that type of shit.
So my wife has XM radio in her car, right? And so we went to get dinner the other night, and she's sitting there and my wife is much younger than I am, and so she's always usually got pop music on or dance music or something, and I'm just sitting there and I'm just and this music is just awful. It's just I don't even know what it is or what the genre is, if it's hip hop or pop or whatever. It's just nothing good. It doesn't sound good. It sounds incredibly, you can't tell if there's instruments or if it's just somebody pushing a button on a keyboard that plays it, or it doesn't sound good at all to me, right? But she's really digging it and she's listening to it, and and she's like, "Oh, this is a really good song," and I was just kind of I don't know if it's just because I'm old, or it's just maybe music is the thing that kind of gets cemented, right? Whatever music you like when you kind of really get into music, whether it's your teenage years or whatever, when you for me go out and start buying music. I remember I worked at a record store most of my 20s, and I really got into metal and punk, and it was just that's, and so that's the music that I listen to now still, and not anything new, mind you. I mean, I know some new bands, but I mean, I listen to the bands that I really, really enjoyed in my 20s, and those are the bands that I listen to now. I mean, it's just there. And so my wife's like, "Oh, well, this music, it just cheers me up." And she's like, "What kind of music do you listen to cheer you up?" And I'm like Swedish death metal. I mean, and really, that's just stuff that I have on the background when I'm working. It just Like I can just listen to that stuff, and it's not that it's exactly cheerful, but it's just it kind of takes me back to that time in my life, when I was like, just that's what I did when I worked at record stores and stuff like that. And I was wondering about this. Is it just like is that how it is with music? I mean, are we just doomed to not like anything that our kids like? That we just won't enjoy it? I mean, are we it's just like, am I just always doomed to just like when my wife turns on like whatever, like crummy pop or hip hop, I'm just like, this is, I mean, because it sounds absolutely awful to me. It isn't enjoyable. I mean, usually I can listen to music and I can just listen for like the instruments, and I can appreciate like a bass line, or like how like the drums are being played or things like that. Even if I don't like the music, I can like appreciate the artistry behind the song. But I mean, this like modern music to me just doesn't have any of that going on. It sounds horrible.
I don't think you're really trying to be honest with you. I mean, I go out of my way once a month to listen to the top 100 on Spotify, and most of it I don't like. Most of it's crap. There'll probably be about like 5 to 10 songs. I'll add it. I'll start listening to the bands a little bit. I mean, you do have to try, because it's a culture change. I mean,
you're an old curmudgeon, right?
But I mean, there's no like rock and roll bands anymore. It doesn't sound like. It's all this like synthesized. Nobody's playing an instrument garbage. It seems.
Well, are you focusing on purely metal, or are you focusing on rock and metal?
I'm anything that my wife turns on to listen to. It just sounds horrible to me.
No. I mean, your taste in music, is it primarily metal, or is it rock and metal with leanings towards metal?
It's metal. It's more of the harder stuff, and a lot of my favorite old punk bands too. I mean, it was just like and admittedly those guys were guitar, bass, drums.
Well, then, I mean, you're gonna have to dig then, because rock is not in, and punk is not in, and metal sure as hell is not in. I'm sure there's a whole boatload of bands.
Well, I don't need them to be in. I know I can find. I still like my same information. I find new like Norwegian and Swedish death metal bands all the time, and I listen to their stuff.
It's just not popular. I've talked to my wife about this. I think eventually rock's going to return to the top when the next generation rebels against their parents' pop music and hip hop and rap. I mean,
I got 4 words for you guys. The first 2 are Carol Emerald, and the next 2 are good night.
Jim, I'm glad you popped in. I appreciate it.
I enjoy your conversations. I think you're all worth listening to, and I'm sorry, but I have to go to work tomorrow.
Get some sleep. Say hi to that lovely wife of yours for me.
Gute Nacht, meine Freunde.
Good night, my friend.
Take it easy.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Music's just garbage. It's just it really is.
But when you have that attitude, you are more inclined to believe that your attitude is correct. I think
that's fine, but I can't find a single song. I mean, it's just like she's got this new song called like "Dirty Sexy Money" that she's been listening to, and I'm like, this isn't. I mean, it's not even music anymore. I don't know. It's just, meh. I mean, I think we are. You're just cemented into the music that was popular, or that you got that really clued you in, like that really sucked you in. I mean, I can still remember like the first day my friend Jeff Roberts, like he said, "Hey, have you heard of this band Metallica?" And I was like, "No." And like he's like, "Check it out. This is like their second album." And he made a copy of it for me. And I sat down and I listened to Ride the Lightning, and it was like doors opened up for me. And I was just like, "Holy crap, this is amazing." And he was just like, "Oh, you think that's cool? Here, this is Kill 'Em All. This is their first album." And I was like, "Holy crap, this is even better." And I was just like, and that was the beginning for me.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about that, Lance. I mean, I listened to pretty much everything I grew up on and before. Like, I still enjoyed our Stones and Motown and all that, But I agree with you. A lot of this newer stuff, in my opinion, is shit. But Jen likes a lot of this stuff coming out, and she's older than
I just listen to that song. I enjoy it. And I'm Barry. I mean, I was listening to soft rock. I listened to 70s, 80s, 60s, 90s.
Well, see, I can listen to 70s music. I can listen to the Rolling Stones, but see, even like I said, even if I don't like the song, I listen to the instruments, right? Because it's one of those weird things. Okay, so weird thing is that I can. I'm musically inclined. I can play a lot of different musical instruments. I can usually sit down in front of a piano and I can just feel out how a song is played. If I know, if I can hear the song in my head, I can play it. And it's something that people like. If you have a tonal pitch, you can just figure it out. I was able to play songs on the piano before I actually learned how to read music, and just because I could figure out what the notes were and I could just replicate it, and so it was I enjoy listening to Richard Wagner. I'll listen to that and I can actually pick out and I can listen to just a single group of instruments and I can enjoy what they do. I can listen to classical music and I greatly enjoy it. But which seems odd, seeing I've also then I'll get done listening to Wagner and then I'll put in a Rocket from the Crypt album and I'll jam out to that for a while. And then after that's done, I'll put Sepultura on and I'll listen to that, so it's but it's just, I've never really, I can't think, I honestly, I can't think of a song that's come out in the last 10 years that I would, one, know the name of, and two, actually enjoy.
10 years?
I mean, it's just I'm just guessing. Because, I don't buy music anymore. I don't, go out and, get stuff like that or anything like that. It was today, I listened to, I own the I have the MP3s of every single Cars song ever, and I just sat and listened to the Cars all day today.
And I think that goes back to what I said. I think in order to do it, you actively have to try.
Well,
because if you're finding new bands that you like, and if you're finding a new song that you like, Spotify is amazing for here's 5 other bands you might like, and checking those out, and you might find a whole different genre that you don't like.
My wife has a Spotify account, and I've played around with it and listened, but it's just kind of the suggestions they give me are all shit. So it's just oh, well, none of this is any good.
What is that Spotify like? Is it like the satellite radio where they just play the same shit over and over again, or I don't know what the Spotify is.
Oh, Spotify is amazing. It's you can pretty much listen to nearly all the bands on the planet that are somewhat popular, and a lot of them that aren't. And you just have to listen to an ad, once every 4 or 5 songs. But you can save the music you like into a giant playlist, and you can just have. My playlist is 17,000 songs, and most of the time I'll just have that going. And but yeah, it's fantastic if you like music.
I didn't know there were that many weed songs.
No, but it's surprising. I'm a man of many tastes when it comes to music.
Well, back to what you were saying, most bands these days don't play an instrument. And
I think that's part of your problem too. I think you're a purist. You can't appreciate the fact that someone can make a song on a computer, and I understand that. But
there's no artistry to that whatsoever.
And that's your opinion.
Well, how is it artistry when you can hit a button and then it just does it for you?
I'm a rock music fan, so I am in the same court that I like listening to instruments as well. But I also can appreciate the fact that someone was able to make a song with a computer, and I think that they're experimenting. Just like every new type of music has come from people experimenting with old types of music, and people now use computers to make a lot of stuff. And I think that's just a natural progression of what was it, synthesizers in the 1980s.
Yeah, it is going to be the way of the future. It's not like Brian Wilson where they had to make every single sound. Yeah.
Have you ever seen the movie about that? Is it Fortune and Glory? I think it is.
No.
It's a fantastic movie about the Beach Boys. It's got John Cusack in it. Oh, it's such a good movie.
Yeah, it's not like with the Wrecking Crew and all that back in the day. It's now they have all that on a computer, but the record business has changed where they're not spending the money on the artists like they used to. They're just pumping the songs and the albums out. Yeah. Do they even make videos anymore?
I wouldn't know.
Yeah, I still do.
Yeah.
You ever listen to Alter Bridge, Lance?
You see, that's it. I don't know any names of any bands anymore. So maybe if my wife's had it on.
Software, but check out Alter Bridge. They make really good rock music. They're fantastic musicians.
I know the singer because of Slash, but
yes, they did a fantastic crossover with Slash.
I will say this. I like the last new song that I heard that I was like, that's actually really cool, was a country singer cover of In Bloom by Nirvana, and it was really, really cool. Like somebody mentioned it to me and I went and found it, and I forget what the guy's name is.
I'm kind of iffy with them.
Yeah.
With cover songs.
I was like, that's kind of cool. Covering an old grunge band that I used to listen to all the time. So.
Yeah, but sometimes they destroy. Who was it? Somebody did.
You ever listen to Richard Cheese?
Who?
I know who you're talking about.
Richard Cheese. Yes, he makes fantastic covers of. He does like classical piano music, like lounge style music, on lounge songs.
Yeah, it's not very good. The novelty is lasts for a song, and then you're like, okay, this is dumb.
Enjoy the music. I like listening to songs I like in different formats.
Yeah, I bet you do. All right, it's getting late. I got a blizzard. I'm staring out my window at the blizzard that's coming in, so I'm gonna have snow to shovel early in the morning, so I can get my kids school. Oh man,
I can be up at 6 a.m.
Good for you. You keep doing that. You keep getting up and doing all that.
I got a question for you, Lance, after we go off.
Oh, all right. That's fair. All right. So thanks everybody for you quiet down, Kabuki. I'm tired. Steel Panther. Yeah, very nice. So as always, thanks very much for listening in and yada 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 yada. Then yeah, same time next week. Let's do this and anybody else got anything they want to say before we wrap up? No. All right.
Yep.